David, you're the timekeeper, you gotta tell us when it's not.
I got it right there.
There you are. Good morning.
Good morning, Stephanie.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I made a mistake on the road with 911 because we gave them a raise. I didn't think we did.
This is probation.
And I voted
Replaced.
yes, but I thought, I kept saying
Replaced
3%,
pages.
3%, but then apparently we gave them more.
And throw the old one away.
That's wrong.
They were emphatic.
I didn't.
I don't know where we'll throw them away at, but here's my old
Because I
one.
said 3%.
Oh, there's
I'll
trash
leave
can
it.
over between the girls over there.
We'll give them 3%. We want to do it for anybody else. Here we go with those. That's the way it used to be in budget all the time. Really, all the time.
Who?
Thank you. Trying to stand up. Half of it.
Who are we starting with today?
The commissioners? The commissioners? And everybody got the replacement for probation? And then your old
Should have
one?
been in your chair, and all you gotta do is take out probation that's in that tab and put the new in. Mikey had to refigure every budget she has because of the change.
Okay.
Because of all the grants that she has.
I watched myself at this roller yesterday.
Oh, did you? Oh, you did? I didn't ever notice.
I didn't even notice that I was even doing it, but my roller was just all over the place. Usually I just use it to try to follow.
Not quite, but boy, we're close. We're close. We got it.
Good morning. Welcome to the Ripley County Council Budget Meeting. It's Thursday, August the 14th, in the Ripley County Annex Commissioners Room. Please join me in the pledge to the flag. Good morning. Welcome. First office on our budget meeting on our agenda today at 9 a.m. is the Ripley County Commissioners. Please turn to that section, council members, in our book. And we'll begin. What I have in mind is the Fund 1001, County General, location 0017, Dog Warden. The salary, 3% increase. Do we have that value?
This budget is going to be hard to figure until we get everyone else's out. Or this, well, I didn't do anything with this budget because I didn't know what you guys were gonna do.
Yes. Oh, okay, what's the 3% on the 25, on the 23048?
23,740.
The dog warden supplies, an increase of $500. It was $2,025, goes up to $2,500. Cancel. We see that?
Well, there's another line item up there at the top. What are you gonna do with it?
I think we'll wait till later in the budget to discuss that. It's, do you want to, or do you want to discuss?
I'd say do it now.
Okay.
That's up to you.
Let's go ahead and we'll discuss it. We have a budget item of an animal control officer for $35,000. There's nothing in place for this position. I think we have to do some groundwork before we appropriate the money for it.
I agree with that. I don't think we can fund this at just 35,000 and just have a person, and then there's so much more that goes with it than just saying, okay, let's have an animal control officer, because it's gonna, it's gonna cost a lot more than 35.
Just a minute till I call
It's
you.
gonna cost a lot more than 35,000. We're gonna have to have the truck, we're gonna have to have the insides of the truck, we're gonna have to have a place to take them. Said it yesterday. The ladies came to my house and I told them the same thing I'm saying now. I just do not see how we can, I'm guesstimating $600,000-$700,000 for the first year, and then it would, the maintenance and the food, and it just, I agree we need something, but we need to figure out a better way.
I just got one quick question, but why couldn't the dog warden roll right into this position?
One, we'd have to ask him whether he wants that additional
I mean, it's just, I mean, it's an
responsibility,
idea.
because whomever this person is the only way it's legally going to work, okay, is by them being a special deputy with the sheriff's department. Because,
Excuse me, wait a minute, will you identify yourself?
Mark Horstman, Ripley County Commissioner and President. If you guys have anything that you disagree with, let me know. I don't want to see any added expense to this county either. I agree with that. But at some point, we need to move, we need a animal control officer at some point, okay? We're the only county that has a dog warden in the books, not an animal control officer, is how I was envisioning this, okay? Change the title, the animal control officer, okay? And slowly work into that position. I haven't asked Perry whether he would stay with us if we were to do that.
Gary's not your dog warden. Polly is.
Polly, excuse me.
Sorry. I mean,
You're right. So that's kind of the reason why I think we need to be thinking about this a little bit differently. We can talk about the cost. Right now, you guys are paying miles. The dog warden, or also known as animal control officers, already we're paying their miles with their vehicle. So that would be a requirement, right? If any bigger animals need to be moved, then they need to figure that out from how they go get a truck and pay miles out of it. Like there's some things like that. I personally understand where the ladies are coming from on what they want to do. I also don't want more control, okay? But I think that they're going to be pushing us to be moving into this direction at some point, whether it's now, whether it's later. I know there's unanswered questions, but I also can't change a title and say you're the animal control officer without having the funding. So
Mark, you said you asked the individual if they would be willing to stay on. You
I never had. I have not. We have not talked to Polly about that, because that's a little bit more responsibility, because it's in a, but in my opinion, in our research with the county attorney, they need to have a badge of some type to go to things, right? And it has to be an extension, in my opinion, to the sheriff's department, because they're calling in to dispatch. I mean, I don't know, we haven't really got accurate, I don't know how the numbers have come in, but there are several calls of animal stuff going into dispatch that's falling on the sheriff's department. So,
She reported to us, and she had the documentation so far from January 1 to July 25th, there were 284 calls. She also had documentation and log of those, each call.
So that's 284 calls that either did not get responded to because the sheriff's department didn't do it, or they did. So,
A question, Lee, yesterday, I was asking.
yeah,
If they seen an animal in the front of a property that was a dire need, I think he said that they could go on, or
An officer.
could go on them. If it's behind the property and somebody just calls, they cannot.
because they have to
They have to
physically,
have probable
cause and be able to, yeah.
Yeah.
I know, yeah. From a legality standpoint, yeah, they just can't go because someone
Yeah, you
told them
can't
that there's
just
a
go on.
dog. So I mean, thinking outside of the box from your guys' group and ours, do we keep it in there and get rid of one of them if we figure it out, or we just take it out and not do anything? And like, what, if we don't do it, what do we need to present to you guys to move in this direction is where I'm at? Because I know that they're going to continually ask and push us, and it does not look good that we do not have an animal control officer on the books when 92 counties do. The research, some of the research could be done. Do they work in the same capacity of a dog warden, or are they an actual animal control officer? I don't know that,
Is there room, like, I know the city of Batesville has on one of their big buildings, they put a kennel that goes in and out. Is there room at the highway garage for something like that, that you could put like 6 runs for?
I think if we do this, we have to be cautious to do whatever to do to not get into the dog pound and animal pound business, okay?
I agree.
If, right now, a dog will be picked up, it will be advertised after 5 days, they either take if it's bad, it gets euthanized, and if it can go to the Humane Society, it can go there.
I don't know if you've seen that article Peg has about the Humane Society.
I'm not.
So are we thinking outside the box here? Is that what?
That's what we need to, because this is a challenge we all need, because this group, CARES is going to come to our meetings and they're going to come to your meetings.
So let's think outside the box. Public safety, are we thinking public safety here with animal control?
I believe it is.
Why can't we take it out of the lit?
Well, thinking out.
If it's going to be part of the sheriff's?
Yeah. I don't know why it can't. Public animal control is just as much public safety as, in my opinion, but I'm not an attorney either, Stan. But,
Good thoughts, but thinking outside the box. The commissioners, we've got a group of individuals that are sincerely interested and committed for over 25 years of our situation, of having, control of animals that are not cared for or abandoned or some classification, setting up a committee and they have a lot of energy, letting this committee have a couple meetings and getting what they feel like the needs are for our county. You just take a whiteboard and come together and what do you see the needs being? And looking at the needs, then going back and say, all right, it looks like we need an animal control officer or such, and going from that, instead of just developing a position, and I'm not against it, but know what we're actually targeting, what we're going to actually do. We seem to sometimes have our cart before the horse. Let's look at the situation and get what our needs are, what the county can do, and go from that point. This position is kind of like almost, funding a position, but we don't even know what we're funding. We have an individual who's doing a very, very good job, but I realize that they don't have the credentials and the qualifications, but let's get the exact requirements of that for a position, and not fund this at this time, but we realize in 26 that we're going to be growing and developing what the needs are to service the county.
with that being said, I understand. I also believe, and this is my personal opinion, not these guys or anything, but if we are to do this and use taxpayers' money and it costs us anything other than a salary, we need counsel to be able to assess a tax on animals.
Well, that may
A
be.
fee, a tag, because it's not fair to me that I'm using taxpayers' money for this, and I don't own a dog. And I have animals that come on my property that disturb my property. So that's not fair to me. We have to put dog tags back on in this county to pay for this. Ron, it might cost us more money.
No, I agree.
But it's not fair that
understand.
we're going to punish a few, for them.
If you're an owner, I agree with you 100%.
So, I mean, I'm okay with sacrificing that the county comes up with the salary, but any of these other costs that you talk about, if you're a dog owner, then you need to pay a tag like you used to,
It should be if you're a pet
a
owner,
pet owner.
because we have to take in cat,
And-
yes.
Yeah.
So.
How does
that's-
that work?
Years ago, the townships used to be in charge of it. I think some counties do. We'll have to look into that.
Be the auditor always.
And the sad thing is, I'll be honest with you, and we don't need to, I don't want to take up a whole bunch of time on this, and it's going to be the people that do the right thing that actually pay their tags, and the people that have their dogs loose that don't do the right thing, they're not going to pay their tags. So who's going to get punished are the people that are doing the right thing.
Yeah, I don't think that's fair.
I agree, but that's, you know, if you look at the federal government and the state government, fees are where it's at. That's how they need to be paid for stuff. Criminals are paying for it in probation.
But I'm saying, why can't they be fined through the criminal justice process if you have an enforcement merited officer and then their fines go to pay for the program?
I'm open to anything,
Where do you
right?
stop? Where do you stop? At what animal do you stop?
Yeah, because it's more just dogs and cats. It's
Yeah.
whoever's neglecting any type of.
I mean, we'll have to have our attorney write something. But that's how we would cover these other costs, is where I'm getting at, because there would be other costs at some point.
A lot.
But the county, Shauna, will you please speak?
Bring it up to the
What they used to say when they did the dog tags, that was to be used like if an animal came on your property and killed your chickens. So I don't know what you think, I mean, I don't know either way, what you think you could do with those funds. I'm not sure, because it was like, that's what it was. If I had chickens and your dog came over and killed my chickens, then that money would come out of that dog tag fund.
Okay.
But I don't know that it's going to be able, I don't know, it could change, because most counties don't even have it, that it's going to be able to help with what you're looking at.
Yeah, we'd have to ask John, but, I mean, it's a catch-22, that the CARES group really wants it, okay? We have to think outside the box how to fund it.
Good point.
If we can tweak the position that we have and not create another one just because we're the only county that doesn't have one.
In my opinion, is what would solve the problem, Diane, I'm sorry to cut you off, is scratch out dog warden
Exactly.
and put animal control officer in there.
Keep an officer behind it,
Animal control.
because if.
Now we have animal control.
Well, yes, but we haven't changed what
We-
the
the
person
commissioners
is going to
can-
be doing.
Commissioners can handle that. 'Cause that would-
So do we change the salary also from the 23?
That's your decision.
To the 35?
that's your decision.
That could wait. Just get the title changed.
Yeah.
We can't change the salary until the person is committed to a full-time job.
That'd be a
So this
fundamental.
may, the person we have as the dog warden may not be interested in a full-time job. So what we're asking from you is the commitment to be able to pursue this person. So you look at the 23 versus 35, we're not planning on this, I told you yesterday. We don't want both people.
No, I know that.
So you're looking at $12,000 more money on a salary plus benefits. And that's what we're asking for, is a commitment in the salary, once we get somebody in place, so we can start putting all this stuff together. There's countless hours of what you guys are asking for us to do, to come up with a plan, to have an animal control officer, and to bring it in here after we do all that work, and you guys say, no, we're not gonna do this, that's kind of futile. We need a commitment from you guys by saying we will hire somebody, so then we can put all this stuff into place.
It's pretty hard to make a commitment for something we don't know what it's going to cost.
Are they full-time, are they part-time, or are they full-time, part-time?
It will be a full-time position.
Yeah, like, it's
Clarify.
pretty hard to make a commitment when you don't know what it's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, I
But
did,
you gotta
We-
keep
we
it-
can
this
sit here and
person's gonna be
say-
working under the purview of the sheriff's office. The sheriff's office is not gonna have somebody that just sits there and does nothing and wait on somebody to call. There's
Exactly.
other thing, they will be
We can sit
incorporated
here
in
and
the
say, yeah,
sheriff's
we'll
office.
do
They
it,
will
and
be
then all of a
under
sudden
their
it comes in
control.
600,000.
So-
Well, my question was more along the lines of, do we have any idea how much time this is gonna take? I mean, if it's 20 hours a week, is that considered a full-time position? I mean, if that, I don't, what the,
I do not, I can't answer that.
Yeah.
Anything over 28 is full-time.
and then the other part of it is, they might have to go out on a Saturday, or it's a 24/7, 7 days a week job, just like the current person is now. So that's a cat, and I'm not saying it has to be full-time either. If 200 runs, does that 200 calls, does that warrant a full-time position?
And how many of them were multiple calls?
Absolutely.
So, like I said, I understand there's a lot to think about. You guys have on your plate, because we've had CARES at about every other meeting for the last year or two, and it's something that the people we work for want us to be talking about. So that's where we're moving at in this direction.
Thank you.
I'm just going to throw 2 cents in. What Peg's saying about getting some people together to research it, I think is great. But I think if we go to Dearborn County, Jennings County, a county that has this in place, wow, how we could learn so fast. We could really learn some cost. How many runs are they doing? It's going to be similar, and I think would be a really good place to start.
So
county of
I'm
similar
not that
size.
owner, so I'll throw that out there right from the beginning. But I have been to the facility in Dearborn County. They did not build that facility and furnish that facility and then hire somebody. They have a massive animal control center. I just went to Greensburg and seen that they went to the fairgrounds. They have a nice big building. I just can't believe that they put all this stuff into place and then they said, okay, let's hire somebody to be our animal control officer. Everybody started small and have worked their way up to where they're at now. So you bring up a good point. They can give you some good numbers, but it won't be in comparison to what we have because we don't have those same facilities. We have no facilities. We have to start somewhere.
But they're going to let you know what you're going to have to start it. Hey, you're going to need this, you're going to need this, you're going to need this before you even get going.
So who do you suggest to be in this group of people?
I think they want to pay us the $35,000 to solve the problem.
No, I think a group of people, of concerned individual, and you have a care group that's very active in that. I'd utilize those individuals, possibly making them a committee and charging them with reaching out and finding out our needs, reporting to you. They report to you about monthly. And
You guys are the ones, why wouldn't somebody from your group be on that committee?
I'll-
So you guys are asking all these questions of
Yes.
somebody that's not even here, and then they were here to ask these questions, and the questions didn't get asked. They put all this data together. I'm not saying they have all the answers, but that's what it seems like it's happening. You're pushing this off to somebody else and asking for all this information, and then when they bring it back, you're still not working with them. So why wouldn't you work with them from the beginning? Who's the people from the county? Does we need to have one commissioner?
I would think
person
there
from
should
council
be,
on this
I
committee
think
as
there
well?
should be some commissioners, a
And
commissioner
also,
and council
council member.
along with them, because you can't just have somebody from the public just come in and say, here's what we recommend. So I agree with Roger, there needs to be one commissioner, maybe 2 council people.
And couple of council members volunteer.
I think you need somebody from the sheriff's department. I think you need to know if the prosecutor's office and probation can enforce this, if you're going to actually.
I think Lee would be a great asset. I'm just kidding, Lee.
I vote for Lee.
Well, let's go, at this present time, are we funding this position, or are we getting our committees in order, and then we're going to come back with some reports and some information? It almost seems like we're funding a ghost position, because we are fumbling here and we can't even give clear definitions.
Take it
Council.
out.
I would say,
Okay.
I would say, at this point, don't fund it. I would say, I agree that we need to come up with a committee. I think it should be a commissioner, a few council people, some other departments, volunteers, like you say, and meet with these other counties. Towns are different. We got to meet with counties. Towns are completely different. Find out how they started and how they grew to where they're at, have grown to where they're at, I'm sorry. That's my thought.
Okay. Yes, sir?
I'm sorry, could I just provide a little bit of context here?
Yes, please identify yourself.
Lee Davidson, Chief Deputy for the Sheriff's Office. So you've probably heard the sheriff has agreed to support this endeavor if it's funded. The first step in all of this is creating ordinances, right? Once you have, well, let me back up. The first step is putting someone responsible for this. Then they're going to have to build ordinances. They're going to work with the county attorney to build those ordinances. At some point, those ordinances will probably pay for part of the salary or the equipment for this person because there's going to be fines involved. But if you create ordinances without a person to enforce them, then that's going to put the sheriff's office in this, we're going to be having to enforce this stuff without the personnel to do it. So the ordinances are going to be useless because there's going to be no one there to really enforce them. So the first step is actually putting someone into this position so that they can build the ordinances, determine what those are going to be, how that's going to be funded and stuff like that. That's why I think what they're suggesting is a lower amount starting off, a low salary and stuff, because this person would be doing that. If the sheriff's office is doing this, because initially, we're not going to just hire somebody and the next day they're out there writing tickets and dragging dogs in, right? That's not going to happen. There's training required for that. There's ordinances that are required for that. So we would keep them gainfully employed, whether it's doing this, or if we determine that this isn't something that's going to be fully, like keep them fully occupied all day long because we don't have the ordinances in place yet, then we'll send them out to serve civil process or something that we can use them for during that time period. But until you have a body in that position to create those ordinances, to create the structure and the foundation, your committees can come up with what to put in those ordinances, but there's not going to be anybody to enforce them until you find a position. So, and I'm not like trying to sway you one way or the other.
Now,
Like,
I wonder if, and I'm asking if we could, like if we have a committee, if they could go to the other counties and see what their ordinances are, and then maybe just adopt their same ordinances instead of recreating the wheel.
That's
And then
absolutely what I would
Once we have
do.
that, and then I agree with what you're saying, you have to have somebody that can back up them ordinances.
yeah. And we're happy to do what we can with it. It's just, do you want us chasing dogs or getting kids out of bad homes and stopping domestic violence? That's why this position is important, because it needs to be something that's separate from what we're doing. But we can have our finger on it and help with creating it, but it needs to be separate from the law enforcement hand.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll move down. The supplies, an increase from 2,000 to 2,500. The mileage remaining the same, 2,500. And then have a line here for contractual services.
What is the contractual
What is that?
services?
That would be your, if I'm not mistaken, your commitment to the Humane Society.
Correct.
Okay, so we're funding the Humane Society at $15,000 annually.
Okay.
Do I have a motion to approve
Now,
this?
wait a minute.
Yes. Oh, we can need our totals.
Well, no.
No,
I
are
mean,
we
So
gonna-
you're taking away the 35,000.
Yes.
Are you renaming the dog warden to animal control? Or are you leaving it the same? Or, I mean, this was all talked about, but nobody said what to do.
Well, I thought we was leaving the terminology of a dog warden the same. And will not at this moment be funding the animal control officer position.
So you
But
would
we're-
leave everything the same?
But we are going to set up a committee, one commissioner, a couple council members, other individuals, and get our foundation here of actually what our vision is, what we're seeking. It's not our vision, it's what the county's vision is, so we can implement it and have a successful program. And we're going in that explore the other counties' operations. We have, neighboring counties, Switzerland County, Jefferson County, see what they're implementing and that we can have a successful program. And we don't anticipate that from day one, the person is, animal control officers going out there doing things. This is a building project for Ripley County?
To your point, I would say yes, we are very committed to doing something here.
All right, thank you.
I would like to get the name, the animal control name changed. I think that would kind of broaden maybe the scope. We could move the individual that we currently have a little bit more broad. Is that fair to say? You guys?
I understand and agree with what you're saying, but I think before we would do that, we better make sure that the dog warden person is capable and acceptable of saying, hey, we've got a horse, it's your job now.
I think all you want to do is just change.
Just change the
Just change the name. It's going to fit more into the other 92 counties. No one has a dog warden.
Don't change the
Alright.
job description.
Don't change the job description.
I don't
Title.
think we can change that name because a animal control officer has a definition of a job description of something. I don't know if our person meets that.
We wouldn't put officer, just animal
Just put animal
control.
control,
Yeah.
individual,
I'm all right with that.
I'm all
Yeah.
right.
change that name. All right, what I need is a motion and include all that in the well, we need our total, Amy.
43,740.
43,740, thank you. We need a motion, and in that motion, I would suggest that it's an animal control individual. It will be the title of this 7700.
I'll make a motion to change the name of the dog warden to animal control. Everything else will stay the same. We remove the animal control officer. We form a committee of council, commissioners, public volunteers.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Diane seconds that. Now, discussion. Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, raise your left hand.
Left hand?
Those opposed, same sign. It's 6-0.
Steve, is your microphone on?
Check.
All right, just, we'll go ahead and get this. Council members, do we have any volunteers to serve on this committee?
Oh,
David, you'll serve?
also,
Anybody else?
Or volunteer.
No,
Stephanie?
I hear you though.
All right, we have David, Stephanie, and I'll serve. That's 3, that's not voting, in case
Right.
we have representation. Council commissioners, who will serve? Okay, thank you.
I ain't working with that guy.
All right, and we'll reach out to CARE and also to the sheriff to have someone and proceed. And serving of the, on that committee, the chair, Stephanie, do you mind chairing this committee?
I'd love to.
Okay, thank you.
I love your honesty.
Thank you.
Thank you for the enthusiasm. All right, we're going to fund number 1001, County General. 0018, Commissioners is the location. Some of the-
Did we vote on this one?
We did not vote on it.
We did not vote on it, and let's see. Some of these, we have to have a determination of this other information before we can determine Social Security and those things. Do we want to go down here to the?
I didn't know if you just wanted, this one basically is for the animal control. That's why I was asking if we vote separate.
We did. You made the
did?
motion.
You made a motion.
I know we've made motions. I don't, that's right, you said left hand.
We okay?
Yeah.
And on this first part, on the commissioners, our social security and things, we have to determine some information before we can proceed down with that. The commissioner's salary. The commissioners voted for $4,632 increase from the 25 budget. We were going 3% all the way across, correct?
I would make I'm going to speak on behalf of myself, I would make the recommendation of 3% for us in council.
Okay,
The same as everybody else, yeah.
same as everybody else.
Thank you. I would like that on
Public record, the commissioners would like to have our salary at 3% like the rest of us.
Quit being a
Thank
politician.
you.
I was not in front of the
Quit
camera.
being a politician.
Can't hear me back here.
Yeah, we can hear you plenty well, just like you can hear me without a microphone.
Okay, Amy, do we have a value?
Commissioners are 79,488, and the council is 64,361.
All right,
I do have longevity figured.
Oh, good.
Mark,
Okay.
13 years. Andrew, 5. Ron, 13. Peg, 5. Diane, 16. David, 7. Stan, 7, which is 9,900.
66 hours, or 66 years.
66 years.
Yeah.
Do what?
What?
Nothing we had discussed yesterday about,
Remember, there's that break.
Just say it.
Oh, yeah, okay, so Diane did have a break in her time, so we do need to take her off, I'm sorry, I forgot.
I would like not to, but right is right, so.
Thank you for being honest, yes. I was like, what are you talking about? So 7,500.
And then
You
what's
gotta speak up.
The rule,
I can't read mine.
on that, if there's a break, it ceases, right? But if you go from one position to another, it does not, right?
Correct.
Okay, and I'm just trying to get this clarification from when we do the handbook stuff.
Okay. Sure.
And I did have a 30-day break from, so.
When do I was thinking of this too, this is on the longevity issue. What is the official anniversary date of council and commissioners?
January 1.
January 1, so that would,
Not me.
Oh,
It
okay.
depends on if you were caucused
Oh,
or if
yeah,
you were
that's right.
voted
okay,
in.
so we're going to keep that of January 1, okay.
No, no.
Unless you were
No, Stan had to
Now,
run.
Stan
No, I was
served,
caucused in.
Yes.
yeah, he
The
was
first time.
caucused in.
The very first time, yes, but that's,
That's
But
his
then the
start
second
date.
time-
That's your
my start.
That's your start date.
Yeah.
That's his start date.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that we're all on the same page, because most of us
Then
were
I'm
on
the
the,
same way.
yeah, that's true.
I
Yes, he
caucused
was.
in the first
So
year.
that's your start date.
yeah.
I have anniversary date. That's your anniversary date.
Yeah, it was on that one sheet that you supplied.
Yeah.
I never thought about
Are
that.
there numbers
So why not? That's,
for the salary?
we okay?
So social security change and all that stuff too. Amy?
I can't change any of that until we're done with all the budgets.
Gotcha.
Office supplies, no change. We're at 25300, office supplies, no change, from 25 to 26. Our automobile, 31300, no change. Covered bridge insurance, no change, from 25.
Insurance didn't change?
We are very fortunate, very, very fortunate
The
that
commissioners really truly don't have a lot of vehicles in the aviation.
Well, I just meant the covered bridge insurance, I mean, because everybody else
But
is,
Brad let me know, and I
Okay.
asked, so.
all right.
The aviation insurance, 31500, no change.
And that could change, that could change in December, and, I mean,
That's
I'll have
for
to
drones.
appropriate.
Yeah.
I mean,
county owns drones through EMA and the sheriff's office, and we handle the insurance on that.
Now, some of these, do we want to discuss these? This is Southeastern Indiana Regional Planning. They, 32120, no change from 25. Council, are we all together? Lifetime Resource, 32130, Lifetime Resources, 25,000, it was supplied, funded 24, 25, and the request for 26 is 25,000. Stop me.
I would like to just open up the dialogue and conversation on this. If you look at the political environment, does it behoove us to support these agencies? The state wouldn't, and the federal government would not. If you look at the current political environment, it is our job as elected officials to pick and choose what nonprofit organization is deserving of taxpayers' money. That's all I'm going to say.
Thank you. All right. The Historical Society, 32140, Historical Society, 6,500. I will remind everyone, they store at their facility all our documents, older documents, and I did have the value, but I'm not recalling. I think it's since 1995. They're over in the courthouse, is that correct? Anybody in the back?
Oh, I bet they're older than that, aren't they?
Well, back to 18.
Oh, it's an incredible thing.
So anyway, they have very willingly storing our historical documents, and they also had to have new supports put in to that bank building because of the weight. Dues, 32200, 4,000, no change. Here's the consulting, 32215, the Milwaukee Consulting, 20,000 and 25, and the same request of the same amount.
What is that?
The consulting firm,
What?
That is for, Amy will have to tell you, it's for like the, I don't want to say, it's either the internet, it's either one of the systems she uses.
it's
She'll be able to answer that one. That one, I know, but I don't know, and I don't want to say it because I.
it's for one of the offices.
I think they're for the.
It's for the clerk.
Maybe for child support or something
Yeah.
too? Okay,
Yeah.
there it is.
It's something we have to have.
And you are, yeah, we can't, in it, I think it has all the smoke screens and things for confidentiality. The change of venue, I don't know what the number is because it's punched out, but it's $2,000. We supported that in 25, and in 26, the same request.
What is that?
So if there's a trial that needs to be change of venue, that's why that's in there, so that there's already a line item, you can see it doesn't get used if it doesn't happen.
Right.
Kind of like the TB testing for the cattle that's in there.
Right.
It's something we have to have available.
That's the next one, TB testing of cattle. We're required to have that $400. Good that we don't use it, but it's in there. It's required by the USDA. 32327, the Victims Fund. This is a matching assistance, $38,159. It's been that amount since 2024, no change. Mileage,
What
an
is
increase.
what is the van mileage maintenance? I'm not sure what that,
what, 32700?
no, 32703. I mean, what is a van? What
Oh, you
mileage?
jumped down on me, okay.
That's it, at the veterans, at the veteran bank.
Oh, that's the veterans?
That's the veterans thing.
Okay, it's not
That's
on.
VA. Going back up one, 32700, mileage and fuel increased at $400 to $500. Meetings, 32800, 625, same request, no increase. The polling place rental, 32855, that's a request for 3,000. There are elections in 26. Reason why just $100 for 25 is there's no elections this year. Printing, 32900, that's for printing ballots and things like that, and other materials. Our attorney fee, we got a letter from our county attorney, 33270. There was an increase of $1,200 for 26. I'm assuming everybody read that letter. 34400 telephones, an increase of $4,400 to $50,000. We don't have too much control over that. And the cell phones and telephone service, 34404, an increase. Before it's been zero in that line item,
Is that something new?
Yes, that is.
$2,160.
So,
When I first got elected county commissioner, I was given a county cell phone, okay? That county cell phone was paid for out of technology. It was here. The last elected official has it, here, you get it. We've eliminated that, okay? But as what we have done is other offices, other elected officials have put it in where the county gives them a $40 stipend. And did we work that out for council members too? Or just us?
We've never received a $40 stipend for a cell phone.
That's what this is in the line item for.
So, yeah, so we need a line item in there for you to, if
I-
you want to use that, you can put that in your budget to be able, or you can pull it out of there.
But I don't know if that's funded for everybody, I don't recall.
Yeah, I don't know, we multiplied,
What offices did this include, or how many cell phones?
there were, what was the dollar amount? It was 3? I don't know. We put it in, because ultimately it saves the county money by not having us cell phones. I don't personally want to carry 2 cell phones, this is my personal cell phone. It was to follow the same stipend we do on what was the dollar amount, guys?
Of the cell phones, it's $2,160.
Personally, I don't want a stipend for my phone. I get quite a few calls, but for what little calls I get on my cell phone for county stuff, I don't think it would be right for me to take $40.
Honestly, I wasn't going to collect it either. I wasn't going to put a claim in for it, but
Personally, I don't want it.
I don't want it, but each individual their own. My question is, did you all sign a contract for
I
X
swear the county
number
would give you
of
$40 for all
phones
the
per
phone
month?
calls that you get every month.
We have our own phone.
No, we
No.
didn't, Amy's coming back there next, because I'm not certain this is that phone, because that number doesn't match. I mean, it would have been for the commissioner's cell phone, she put in like $900, so I want to make sure this is not, this could be for another line item, I'm not sure.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
yeah.
For discussion. Because it's new.
it is new.
Liability insurance, 36400, oh, excuse me, wait a minute. Official bonds, 34701, same as what it was in 25, a zero increase, 3,500. Liability insurance, 36400, it's up $10,000 from 80,000 to 90,000. Legal services, 37300, 3,025, 3,026, no increase. Contractual services, 37800, 85,025, an increase of 5,000 to 90,000.
I want to question this one. How much have they spent on that? That's the prosecutor's office. He switched it from being a full-time person to a subcontractor.
Contractual services.
Yeah, to
And-
see, and he's only supposed to be paid, that position is only supposed to be paid when they're used.
and
So
al-
that's why I want to know why there's
An increase.
an increase.
And also that person does not receive any benefits. And that
Correct.
person will file their taxes as.
Yeah, they're 1099.
Yes. as a,
It's a contractual
I
service.
don't believe
Contractual
that is
services.
underneath this contractual services. This contractual services is like Cintas and,
No, it says it right there.
underneath it, I'm sorry.
yeah,
Yeah,
see
yeah.
right, you see
I don't know,
Tracy?
is that still,
Oh.
that, remember, that's been on a lot of our budgets, and it doesn't apply to those budgets, so this may be a typo.
Pardon?
We're gonna
but
ask
that's-
Amy
Yeah,
about
sorry, Rod,
that.
I didn't.
No, that's
That may
fine.
be a typo.
So we have a couple things here that we're gonna be asking Amy, the contractual services and also the cell phone.
I think it
correct?
is, I think you're right. I think it is a typo because it was in 24 and this position wasn't in 24.
Okay. All right, moving on. 37900, the utilities, an increase of 5,000 there from 10,000 to 15,000. Mental health were required for this 38800. That's paid to community mental health in Lawrenceburg. It's an increase of $8,961 from 225,145.
It required for what reason?
The state of Indiana requires that each state has to pay
Each
towards
county.
mental health.
Yeah,
And-
it comes out of, like, it's funded by,
And so anyway, we're required, we're in our region, that we are provided care by Lawrenceburg Community Mental Health. All the counties are required to pay that. Now we have here New Horizons, 39200, New Horizons, $25,000. No increase.
Is that a requirement, or that's just a,
The New Horizons is not a requirement for us.
okay,
It's not.
just curious.
But the
Nonprofit.
community mental health is.
They'll be in the nonprofit.
Historic
part of the
Hoosier Hills.
commissioners.
37500, $500. And I believe on their letter, did they say that was a membership? That was our membership fee, Historic Hoosier Hills. Now we're getting down to, these are 501c3s, and the individuals have come, several of them, and spoken to us. 39551, the Children Advocacy Center, $10,000. I believe she was here yesterday. 39552, Ripley County Community Foundation, an increase from 10,000 to 20,000. $10,000 increase.
Yeah.
Anybody want to share?
I
these
will on that
values?
one. I think there's already grants from the county to help on the clock. They give back a lot of money. And if we decide we are going to, a one-time deal, a $10,000 grant through Ripley County Community Foundation for the fire departments.
We're going to should we say a partnership, or we're going to?
Well, we can't say we're a partnership, we're just going to give them the $100,000 to divide out.
And give them direction on how to use that.
Yeah,
Okay. Stan?
Is there any kind of, is there a way to ensure that happens, or is it just going to be a good faith that they'll do that?
I think we have to do
they're
good
pretty,
faith.
they're pretty trustworthy, and the way they run that is each fire department will have to come in
Did we say-
and
Amy said
apply
she
for their
had
grant,
application
and then
for this.
within 6 months, they have to show what they spent the money on. So that'll come back to us, so we'll be able to see that also.
So we need to up this in here then, this is, that's kind of what you're saying?
Well,
No, they requested 20,000.
we have to decide if everybody up here wants to give to the fire department.
You're saying you want to add 100,000 to this?
I want to, but I don't know about the rest.
Oh, you want to put it in this amount, that 100,000?
Well, yeah,
Oh, I
that's the
thought
only way,
that's,
that's the only way we can do it, is
I
put it
thought,
in here as a line item.
we was going to do that at another time.
No, we
Let me
don't
ask,
do it now.
is the $10,000 increase for them to administer that grant?
No.
No?
No.
That's separate. They-
What,
like they came like some of the other nonprofits and made a presentation.
What are they going to do with their $10,000?
We
Well,
gave
they-
them 10,000 last year.
I understand, they want a
And they put in
$10,000
for-
increase.
They put in for an additional 10,000.
And what are they gonna do? They outlined it, they had 4 points that they cover. One of them was a book reading program, another one was a STEM program, and another one was the REEF program.
Our libraries in this county have $2 million sitting in their bank account. I think they should be putting money
It
towards
was
that
the
stuff.
Dolly
They
Mar-
don't.
Dolly
They should be.
They don't.
program.
The governor cut the Dolly Parton grant because he didn't think it was a good use of taxpayers' dollars.
That's right.
I'm going to say this, and I know it's your guys' decision, but as long as I was on council, we have never increased nonprofits or added nonprofits, because we are picking and choosing what nonprofit. That would be like me adding the Salmon Fishing Game Club on there because I'm a part of that organization. So I know that was, you guys can change precedent, but as soon as we get into doing increases on these and picking and choosing what nonprofit is more important, we know we could be detrimental to the ones we already are, but the more we keep on adding, is more taxpayers' money that we don't know where it's going.
Thank you.
They've been added at
Commissioner.
some point though, right? I mean, not all these came on
Right.
board at once.
They have been, but the precedent has been we don't add more, because in the past, we started having other elected officials come in and saying, my organization's more important than 4-H, my organization's more important than this, so the best thing to do, and like I said, you can always change precedent, but the precedent has been that we don't add any more to it, because, like I said, it would be like me adding the Salmon Fishing Game Club to this because it's important to me.
Thank you, Commissioner.
If them 2 commissioners are gonna talk, you guys gotta speak up, or you're gonna have to get up, because we're having people tell us that they can't hear you.
All right, what they shared that they covered this past year was Ripley County Film Fest, also Turnover Hunger. Now, that's where a backpack is given to children who may be hungry over the weekend, and they're taking that home. The Woman's Giving Circle, the Reefs across Ripley County. That's the Ripley County Community Foundation.
Well, I'd like to add,
And Ron and
whether
Sheriff.
we do a 10 normal or and add to 10, I would still like to add the 100,000 to this for the volunteer, that they would distribute to the volunteer fire departments. This is the time and the way that we can do this. It will come from the county general, we can't use to lit money. We can't give that out for any of this. State Board of Accounts and everything. This is the way we can do it, though.
So Ron,
But we want to make it a one-time shot. And then we give them, like the lady said, somebody could sit on their board to help to distribute this to the fire departments to make sure this is how you want it done.
I could save you $20,000 by you guys doing it yourselves and not paying the Ripley County Foundation to do it.
We're not paying them to do it.
You are $20,000.
No.
There's $20,000 in the budget for
Well,
them
that's
to
what
do
I
that.
just said. Either we give them the 10 that they got last year or not.
Because I'm not opposed to the fire, but I don't want to pay someone to do something that we could be doing as elected
We
officials.
can't just take money out of the county general and distribute it.
You did in the past.
We're
Well,
not,
we have,
State Board of Accounts told me we cannot do that.
we have a legal document from our council sharing with us that we can't do it that way. He sent it to us a few weeks ago.
Can I ask a question why you don't think you can use public safety tax?
I talked to Ricky at State Board of Accounts.
I mean, right here it states, I emailed this. to
Amy
you guys
emailed that to
yesterday.
everybody.
Right,
Lit public safety can be used for anything defined as public safety in statute. Section 14, public safety refers to as following: a firefighting and fire prevention system.
I realize that, but she said we're only allowed to give the .005. That's what John sent me also, and then when I talked to, it was Ricky, I believe, at State Board of Accounts.
My question is, why are they not getting public safety funds now? Like, if money's going to towns, why are towns not sharing it with the fire departments?
A lot of that it's really, I think a lot of it's political. I mean,
It-
like,
so-
Forest Fire Department, for example, the trustee is Delaware, and They said, we're not giving them anything.
So state statute says county responsibility, sorry, Ron, state statute, county responsibility is EMS. Fire responsibility is townships. Townships have tax rates. They pull money from your property tax to give the fire. They just don't increase. They don't ask for more money. Some firehouses do, they ask for it, but the townships don't give them money. So ultimately, to solve the problem, to answer your question, they have problems, they need funding, they don't have staff, nobody wants to volunteer anymore, we know all that. The reality of it is the state legislature needs to change something, because the township holds the contracts and the towns hold the contracts. So like in Osgood, they have a contract with fire there. The county territory, the townships hold that. We hold EMS contracts. Some, we have a contract with them that provide EMS service. As a county entity, that's our responsibility to fund that. I'm fine with helping them, but it's not our taxpayers' responsibility from state legislature. So to change any of that, give us the contracts and we can use all the public safety tax we want to legally pay and help fire. But it's the government the form of the government needs to change. So we need to get rid of townships or eliminate townships, or townships need to come up with more money and put fire tax rates on. And they can, they just don't. So it's falling back on us.
In defense, some of our township trustees are very, very
Good.
generous and helpful in supporting the fire departments of their township. It's in their budgets and,
Yep.
and
But
they are very generous, and some are not.
Yeah. And some of it comes
We
down
appreciate what they are doing.
to the budgeting, that if they never ask, so if their fire budget is $10,000 that they give to fire, and they never increase it, the tax rate never increases, right? If they did 5% every year, their tax rate would go. I don't think taxpayers in this county have any issue paying for fire. I mean, some of them do with libraries. I think they'd rather have a good with fire than libraries. But that's a whole different argument. But that's the reason, to answer your question, that's the reason why it's that way. We at one time gave money out of Belterra Casino Fund when that was being funded to fire. It was $45,000 at one time.
Wasn't out of Belterra, it was out of just Riverboat.
Out of Riverboat, yes.
Thank you. All right. Council, we're on 39552, Ripley County Community Foundation. $10,000 request in 25, which we did, and the request for 26 is 20,000.
I'm either way on that.
Okay.
I would like to see the $100,000 go to them to distribute to the fire departments. It's a legal way that we can do it.
All right, so are we keeping this 20? Are we changing it to 10? Or are we changing it to 110 or 120? Direct me to get this budget passed.
Well, if we give them 100, we keep it at 10. I mean, it'd be like,
Stan,
give them 110,
I'm
yeah.
110.
you're 110?
And that's just
Diane?
keeping theirs the same as last year on that.
Right.
Okay.
And-
Diane?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, 110, is that correct?
Yes, 110.
Stephanie?
Well, one of my questions goes back, some of these other things, like, I guess I didn't know the process. By not discussing some of these other ones, does that mean that they're just,
Are we keeping
Grandfathered
it?
in.
Nobody said anything, we're going through.
okay, I just didn't know if you were like just reading them and like we were gonna discuss at the end, or if it was like line by
When we're
line.
going through each line, do we need to back up?
I was just curious. I don't have an opinion about anything in particular.
On this one, 29552, share with me, are you 10,000, 20,000, 110, or 120,000?
Well, I think one of my questions is like, how many fire departments do we have? And like, how many?
We have 11, but 10 would be
10.
funded.
10.
Batesville makes 11, townships 10.
Batesville gets the lit tax from Ripley and Franklin County, and they're partially full-time paid. So we would just,
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
As a member of the public?
Yes, ma'am.
We can't give our employees bigger raises, but we can give the fire departments $100,000? I'm just asking, it's just a comment.
Okay, thank you. All right, Stephanie, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but we need our feelings here.
I mean, I'm supportive of fire departments, that's
And I do
for sure.
too, by all means, I don't mean it that way.
Yeah, I guess I just don't have a lot of context to be able to, I know they have needs, I mean, like, I don't know, I just feel like I don't have a lot of information that I'd like to have.
For the fire departments, part of the way they would do the grant, it's got to be for equipment, like air packs, new uniforms, radio. When I say uniforms, the fire gear, boots, equipment that goes on the truck. It's not for beautification to put shrubs or to paint the building or anything like that. And training. It's just mainly for gear. That way it's going to be there for years down the road.
In general, I'm somewhat supportive of what you're talking about. I feel like, to me, this issue, and maybe I just haven't been involved in enough of the conversations, that it kind of needs like a little committee or steering committee. It needs some people to kind of help shape it a little bit, but.
Well, and that's like the lady from the Community Foundation said, their board meets and people are more than welcome to be part of that board to help.
I think I have experience working with the foundation, as someone who has sat on some of their committees that hand money out, and as well as, applying for their funding. And just to Mark's point, I think that they do an excellent job of, holding people that are applying for grants kind of accountable. There's a uniform process. They do have to submit, it's lined out, I guess. And I think that that's a positive thing that creates some uniformity, that everybody kind of has to meet the same standard.
So do you want to be on their committee if we do this? Just,
Then go ahead, debate, but there's a question.
I mean, I don't have a problem being involved in helping, but I'm just committed to the dog thing, and I don't, animal control, and I don't know exactly what that's gonna look like, so.
that's just, okay.
David, I don't have you down a yes or no or any value. Correct, Stephanie?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just not, it's a lot of money. But another question that I have is, like, I know that I believe anyway, one fire department at least is getting some lit money. And so I guess I have a question about, like, if they're receiving lit money, like, are they going to also be able to then access this additional funding? Or is this just for fire departments that don't have access to that?
I think all the fire departments, the lit money goes to the trustees or the towns.
Right.
And
They
it's
don't
up
go-
to,
Lit
it's
money
up,
does not go to trustees, sorry. I just
Goes
wanted
to
to
the
correct.
Just towns.
It's just
Cities.
towns,
Cities
okay.
and towns.
sorry.
And share with us, the towns of Ripley County are for sales?
Purcell's, Mileage,
Osgood.
Osgood, Batesville,
Summon.
Sunman,
Sunman.
Holton,
Okay, those are our towns over sales.
Napoleon.
Excuse me, yeah, Napoleon. Didn't want to forget anyone. Okay. All right.
Well, my point, I believe that Osgood is the town that I'm familiar with, and I could be wrong, but I believe the way it's working is that, 1 year the police department benefits from the lit money, and the next year it's the fire department. And so I'm just looking at it like, I'm not saying the fire department doesn't have needs, but in that particular community, they are receiving some money. And so I'm just trying to, I don't know, I feel like there needs to be more conversation about it. That's just my opinion.
Okay.
But I am, in general, I'm supportive.
David?
I'm going to speak a little, and I kind of see, I know Ron's been working on this really hard. And this isn't going to this $10,000 isn't going to an individual, it's going to a group of volunteers that were promised, and I went to meetings, and a lot of us went to meetings about this. They were promised some pretty big money from the state. And there was a lot of time was spent on that, but it turned out to be, wow, they got $100 how it was written. And I think Ron's looking for a one-time deal. Hey, let's help them out and let's do this. And I'm speaking for him a little bit, but this isn't like an every year commitment.
Okay.
And I went to the meetings too, and they were saying, "Oh, you fire departments, you're done cooking breakfast. You're done doing this. We've got you funded now." And then, wow, it was kick in the face because they didn't get nothing out of it. And that's how I feel about it. We're not doing an individual. We're doing a group.
I believe, just a little clarification, it was a past state representative who stood right there at a public meeting and assured our county residents that the state was going to be funding fire departments and at a huge amount. And that person is no longer in that office. They resigned and another person was selected correctly, but there was a lot of misunderstandings, and that representative stood right there and told us of this. And as you said, you'll no longer need to be doing fundraising. A big misunderstanding of how it was written, I guess, was because the way it's written and interpreted, that did not happen. So, Ron, your feelings? David, you're supporting
Yeah,
the
I just
110.
throwed in I know that's
I'm fine with the 110.
So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 definites for 110, is that correct?
I am, and I just want to put on the note that this is 1 year, one time, you know.
Okay.
And how
Yeah,
about you? How about you?
And myself, 110,
Okay,
but,
that's 5
I'm
definites.
okay with it.
okay, I'm not trying to force anyone, just so we have a clear understanding of what we're doing here. And that's not the vote for this part of the budget, but for that line item, the correct amount, Amy, 110. We have account number 39553, the Genesis Pathway to Success. That individual was here and presented. We've never funded that before. The request is for $15,000.
This is a spinoff of, for the people that don't know, of the Ripley County Community Foundation, to where they had this program and it had got so big, helping kids, teaching, sort of like bringing them to the future so they learn. That's what this is all about.
I'm a no on that.
Excuse me, okay. Take it out, Stan.
That's me.
All right.
That is me. I'm not speaking for everyone else.
No. Diane?
I'm just, was wondering, why?
Why what?
Why?
Why?
I'm kind of with Mark here on the precedence part. How much more, are they gonna come back for more in the future? Once we do it once, we're gonna tend to redo it every year. We are going to tend to redo it every year.
Diane?
Get back with me.
Okay. Ron? The Genesis?
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Okay, you're saying yes, keep it at 15?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
David?
I'd started at 5 myself.
Okay, wait a minute. Oh, let me put this down. Stephanie?
I think they do a lot of great things, and they offer a lot of opportunities for kids in our rural part of the state to have, access to camps and things like that they wouldn't normally have access to. So I am supportive of it. I'm not 100% sure on the amount, whether, if we're going to fund them, if that means possibly adjusting any of the other nonprofits. But I'm supportive of giving to them.
I need a value. David has said 5,000. Ron has said 15.
I guess does anybody want to discuss any of the other ones, or do they feel like the other ones are all staying the same?
Well, let's do this one that we're on, and then we'll go back and do any of the other ones.
I'm okay with 5 to start.
Okay, so I have 2 for 5. Diane?
I hate to be the, but I'm thinking 10.
10.
I'm okay with
Okay.
that too.
All right. And share with me. I have 1 for 15, 2 for 5, 1 for 10, and I'll vote for 5. So we have 3 5s, 1 10, 1 15. Anybody want to change? Go to 10, go to 15, or 5?
I'm okay with whatever we give.
Okay. That would make it 4 5s. Well, okay, we're going to change that to 5. Now, Stephanie mentioned, do we want to go and change any of these other ones that we've looked at?
No. I'm fine
Stan,
with them.
you're
I'm
fine?
I'm fine.
Fine with these?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else want to change any?
I'm just curious for my own knowledge, like, the distribution to the nonprofits, like Lifetime has considerable amount of money compared to some of the other nonprofits, and I was just curious how that had been determined in the past.
Okay. That's what they requested, and that's what they,
It's been 25,000 as long as I've been on.
I get, just from a new person standpoint, to me, it's like, why don't we maybe give, nonprofits similar amounts, like kind of help.
do you want to drop it down?
I don't know, I'm just talking out loud, I guess, as kind of a new
She's
person.
trying to learn, I think.
Right,
Right.
yeah.
Well, look over those, council, and think, while we're doing that, we have a couple questions. Amy, one question being the contractual services, line item number 37800 for $90,000.
It's because everything goes up. I mean, we pay everything out of that. We pay the elevator maintenance out of that. We pay everything out of that.
I think our question was the account note, that was a
Oh,
typo.
that doesn't agree.
Typo.
That doesn't go with
Okay.
that account.
Okay.
Okay, that's what we
And it
want.
goes with the clerk and the prosecutor.
Okay. And then also share with me about 34404, the cell phone and the telephone service.
The commissioners asked me to put that in, and it's $45 a month, times 3, times 12 is $21.60.
And did you all share that you weren't going to use that, or you are going to use that? Share with me.
I'm going to use it.
You're going to use it?
I will use it.
Okay. And did you tell me you were not going to use it?
I will not use it, but the reason why that should stay in there is that it will keep the technology department and commissioners going forward, that this is the way it's done, that they don't get county cell phones. Because what you guys don't see is whatever that county cell phone I had for the 2 years was costing technology money, way more than the $45. I got rid of it, so I think that going forward.
They do not get paid unless an invoice, or unless they bring a copy of the bill to the auditor.
Yeah, so
I don't want it.
Yep.
I don't know if it was for us or not.
Roger, I'm sorry.
Well, that number, so when you do the math, that number's not right. That's why I questioned it. That's 21.
It's
It's
$1,080.
45 times 3, yeah.
No,
Times
he's
12.
not, he's not
I
going to take
understand
it.
that, but I was told to put it in for 3
Yeah.
commissioners.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I asked for it to go in there because if I leave tomorrow, there might be another commissioner coming in, and I'll be honest with you guys, there's a lot of time that goes on our phones. I mean, it is. I mean,
So are we going to put 1,080 in, or are we going to?
What's the math add up to?
It's right. For three commissioners, 45 times 3 is 180, times 12 is
45 times 2 is 180?
Let's not be 21.
It's 1,080 if we do the 2 commissioners.
we might have put the council president in on that.
Oh, I don't want one.
I understand that, And you don't have to claim it.
Oh, it was. I think you
Yeah.
guys did. You did tell me to do that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
So if you want to leave it,
And not use it. It's still-
that's what I'm saying. If it changes and the next person feels like they need to do it, I mean, yeah.
So we just want to leave it in there at that amount?
Yeah, if it's not used, it's just sitting.
Right.
Okay. All right, so we'll go down and go to 4-H. That's 39600. It's been consistent funding 4-H for $8,700, $8,700. I'm kind of assuming that's usually used for judges at the 4-H fair, because those people don't come for free. And
That's all right.
that's okay. They come and judge different things, and I think it's also have some ribbons in there. All right, we good?
I have a question, I'm just gonna throw this out as a random thing.
Yes.
Did I count right? Is there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, are there 8 nonprofits on here?
We'll look and see.
No, there's more than that.
I think so, yeah.
You got,
Next page.
Hard House,
Oh, I didn't go to the next page yet.
Nonprofits, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, I believe. 1, 2, 3,
it's 4 cell phones at $45 times 12.
13, I believe.
160. It's funny, this adding machine, because if you hit times before you hit equals, then it screws it all up.
That's what it is for.
So it was for, because Mark told me that I needed to put the council president in on it also.
Um,
I was like, I'm not crazy.
You don't have to claim it.
No, I know, I just said I won't.
No,
It'll
it's
be-
a
it won't be an
historical
expense to the
society.
county. We okay, 4-H?
Yeah,
Well, I mean, I couldn't have used it.
Now we're gonna go to safe passage, and I'm sorry, I don't have that number, it's hole punched. But it's an increase of $2,500, safe passage. Do we wanna keep it there?
I love what they do, but I'm in voting to keeping it the same.
Okay.
I love what they do.
I'm just wondering, like, could we take that pot of money that we give to nonprofits and just divide it so they all get an equal amount? I mean, like, why we pick and choose, like, I guess, why some get sometimes significantly higher amounts than others? It's just a,
I think it's partially what they've asked for, and then partially, a good example would be like, what the heck is it here? New Horizons. It's a really big company that services all of Ripley County. So they do a lot more than something like the Historical Society or Lifetime, like the Historical Society. I mean, they store files for us, and it's a smaller, that's sort of why. That's how I've always looked at it.
And this may look at you, we have all their financials, so you can go through their financials and actually see the amount of money that they're actually dealing with and see what they end up with the end of the year and see what it takes them to get through the year.
One of the sad things about this is some of the salaries for the people in these nonprofits. I know one nonprofit, the head person, $150,000 a year. It's a lot of money. But we don't have to give a nonprofit anything. I personally feel like we should. But that's,
Okay, we're going, council, it's been suggested, changing that for $26,000 to $25,000, safe passage. It's a shelter in Batesville, Indiana. It's,
And Versailles.
well, yes, they have an outreach in Versailles.
and they have
But they have
apartments in Versailles.
Also lodging in Batesville for individuals. Most of the time, it is a female who is there. Diane, your thoughts?
I think we should honor their request.
Honor their request? Okay. Stephanie, 27,500 or 25?
I'm probably more 25 because there's no other nonprofit that's above that.
Okay. David?
I'm at 25.
Ron?
I'd do the 27.5.
Okay. I'll do 25. 1, 2. All right, so we'll change that request to 25,000. Safe passage. We're going to turn our page, and Hart House, they have the request for 6,000. Did we have a letter from them, or a request or anything?
I can't remember.
When I looked through all of these, I did not find it. Did we? Two of them stuck together? And then the requirement, one of the requirements for a request,
Everything that I received is in this book.
okay.
There's no hard house.
I looked through here twice and I did not find
There's
the
not.
Hart House. All right, but one of the requests is they submit a request and also their documentation,
Financials.
the financials. They did not make the request, fulfill our requirements. Council, you want to take it out?
I'm a 0.
All right. Stan, 0. Diane?
Zero.
No, they did not send anything in.
Okay. Stephanie?
I don't know, I mean, I know that they do a lot of things for the community as well.
We don't ask much of them to get this money.
Okay, I'm okay with taking them out, I guess.
But you don't feel pressure. It's
Yeah,
your
don't-
decision.
Well, I'm still stuck on the fact that I feel like there's just such a disparity between some of the nonprofits that I feel like,
Whereas, but they're totally different operations, and they all require more money or less money.
I understand, I mean, I was the executive director of a nonprofit, and so but I also feel like sometimes some of the nonprofits that get quite a bit of money, like, tend to have more resources than some of the ones that don't, you know?
But
And
that's
some of
why we
that-
have the financials in here to be able to.
Well, it's what they ask for, too.
Well, then if we're gonna go with what they asked for, then maybe we should just go back to 15 for Genesis.
Okay, now wait a minute. We're on this issue. David, the 6,000, changing it or 0?
I mean, always the rule has been that we have to have the financials. I mean,
Okay, so,
Zero.
I don't think removing the line item off of here, but I think that we do have to have the financials.
okay, so share with me, what
0.
value are we putting there?
0.
Could we leave it in there, but like not give them their funding until they come forward and present it, or no?
Are we going to do that for the other 12 in the future?
You did that for the Humane Society 2 years ago.
Done it before. If they don't supply us with the financials, they can't collect the paycheck. So you can leave it in there, and if they don't do it, the auditor's office will not cut a check.
I'm just envisioning that if they're a nonprofit, that they will at some point realize they didn't get that funding, and then they'll come back requesting it, and then I'm just thinking we'd have to add it back in later, but I guess you don't have to do that.
So share with me your vote here.
I mean, my opinion is keep it in there, but don't give them the funding unless they provide
Okay.
the necessary documentation.
And David, did you tell me 0?
I did.
Ron?
0.
I'm 0. So.
I mean,
we're
I see
putting
what
that-
she's saying. If they come in here today and want to speak, yeah, but, and bring the financials, but there is rules on that.
Excuse me, this meeting's held the same time every year. If you're coordinating a program, you have it on your tickle file. This is when I have to supply the information in the request. Stan, if I come to you, Community Foundation, and say, I missed it,
The regional foundation.
regional.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I see these people all the time. I deal with them all the time.
Right. All right, so it's 0 there. That's Hart House, 39660. Soil and Water Conservation, 39700. No increase, $15,255. We're okay with that value?
I'm good with that. I mean, they've kept it the same since '24, and
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
We're account number 39800, patients and institutions. That's what it is. It's no change from 25. Secure detention, and that's 39801. And that's an increase we had to 50,025, and the same request was made for 26. We can't do too much. We wish that no one
Stephanie,
was.
that's for children.
Children.
That go to other facilities.
Some of them go over to Lawrenceburg and juvenile detention. Some of them throughout the state of Indiana, even out of state, even Fort Wayne.
That's under the sheriff's department, isn't it? It should be?
If you guys want to move it underneath there, that would be, this is one that we have always been underneath our budget.
Or the probation, no.
No? Okay.
You give them bills from probation, they have them sent to us.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's how that works.
Okay.
Here's our veterans,
Always
399.
been paid under there.
39900, that's burial of our soldiers. They receive so much money after the burial, and no increase. That was 25,000. If you want to discuss it, we can, but it's just a burial. I think it's $200. Council, do we want to go back and review any of these? Are you comfortable? We're discussing location 0018 Commissioners, County General Fund 1001. We made some changes.
I think we ought to remove the courthouse renovation line completely.
Well, you keep that, it's a placeholder. There's no request.
I know.
It's,
I just hate seeing that.
Mr. Commissioner, did you have a short comment?
You're more than welcome to take that out unless Amy has an issue with
It's
it.
Placeholder.
in there because
Okay.
2025 adopted budget is next to it.
Okay, okay. Yes, I have a short statement, and this is on behalf of this budget is our budget. We share this budget together. I just pulled Pathways to Success. I have no clue who they are, what they do, okay? You guys just gave them money. They have $173,000 in salaries that they've paid out last year with a employee incentive bonus of $3,000. We have people here that we employ that work their tail ends off that would probably love to have a $2,900 increase in their salary. So when we give money away to these nonprofit organizations, we don't know where it's going, okay? We don't. USAID was eliminated by the federal government because of money laundering and other things. I'm not saying any of these nonprofits are doing that, but we just don't have control, guys. I just don't know if it's our position to keep on adding things. But quick question. Ron made a comment about the fire having to go through Community Foundation. If we can't give it to them directly, then legally we can't give them to any other nonprofit organizations on this list. Because a nonprofit firehouse is a nonprofit agency that is no different than Summon EMS that we have a contract with, or any of these other nonprofits here. If we gave them $10,000 and said, you guys come to us and bring an expense and approve a receipt, it's the same thing. So I'm confused why the money has to go through a foundation when none of these are going through a foundation.
Because the foundation is giving the money to the fire department. We're giving money to the foundation with the request that it goes to the fire departments. So we can do that.
But why can't we do it direct? Because we just gave it this Pathways to Success directly to a nonprofit
It's
organization.
like I said earlier, it's what Ricky from the State Board of...
Then Ricky needs to look at these nonprofits and tell us that we're not doing the same thing. Because we cannot give the nonprofit, it can't be good for the goose but not good for the gander, right?
So are you saying we should cut off every nonprofit?
I'm just saying that we need to be consistent in running $110,000 or $110,000 through a community foundation sounds like it's costing us money to disperse money when we're already giving money away. We're giving money to Pathways to Success directly, but we can't give $10,000 to a firehouse? Why?
A good comment. Thank you, sir.
I do, well, your comments have spurred me to wonder, like, given, your point earlier about how you don't continue to typically add nonprofits, but obviously we know there are other nonprofits out there in this community that are not receiving these funds that may hear about it at some point and say, well, why can't I be on the county's budget? I'm just wondering, like, maybe not this year, I don't know, maybe at some point could you consider, given we have a Ripley County Community Foundation, could you just allot a certain amount of money from the county that is designated for our nonprofits, for our fire departments, give them the money, and then ask those agencies to go through the steps and apply for it? Just an idea.
In some of these organizations, right, Safe Passage has people that are from Ripley County in their facility. Child Advocacy Center takes care of children. You want to talk about things that I'm passionate about? Give Child Advocacy Center $50,000, because I'm passionate about that agency, but I didn't put the request in. My wife and I were at their fundraiser, and we're king and queen candidates representing our county. That agency is important to me. But I don't feel like picking and choosing what's important to me is here. It's going and volunteering and participating in these fundraisers. Ron and I have gone to the fundraiser for the Safe Passage before. It's just, there's certain these agencies that do things for people within our government, like Safe Passage. I don't know what Pathways to Success is, and I'm sorry I wasn't here for their presentation, but I don't know, we got schools, we got libraries, we taxpayers are paying a lot of money for education in this county, and now we're just like, well, it feels good to give somebody money, but on the other side of it, we're going to nickel and dime our employees and question them and not give them a raise when they have mouths to feed, but we don't know where the money's ultimately going to
Thank
go.
you. All right, council. Any other thoughts on this? Amy, have you had time to compose these figures?
Yeah, but do you want to do that when we don't know the whole thing?
No, we need to complete our budget, and we'll be voting on this. Council, you're going to be voting on this.
One question I have is on this money for these fire departments. Do we need to get with John Ertl and just make sure that this is something that we can really do
Well, he sent us,
before we go through? I know Ron's been working on it. I'm just throwing out the question.
This is a nonprofit that we give to. It doesn't matter how much we give this nonprofit. We could give this nonprofit $1 million if we wanted to. What they distribute it to, we're asking that they give it to the fire departments, and they're willing to help us with that. We're not telling them they have to give it to the fire departments. We're not directing them. So we can give any one of these nonprofits, if we wanted to give them $1 million, we could.
Is this something that we need to have maybe a more discussion with them?
With who?
the community foundation?
Yeah, right.
Well, it's like she said yesterday, they have a board. If somebody wants to sit on that board for this, they're more than welcome to.
I'm just making sure that this is done the right way, and I'm all for it. I'm just making sure it's done the right way.
I agree.
Okay, so we're gonna take that 100,000 out and just make it 10,000 and explore this?
Put
More?
fire in as a separate line item, and we will create the parameters, and we will ask them to apply, and we'll do that ourselves, so we know that that money is directly going to the firehouse.
We cannot do that according to Ricky from the State Board of Accounts, because the fire departments receive money from towns and they have contracts.
So then
So
we're
we
in
cannot-
violation when we give some
we cannot
EMS
just give-
money.
Pardon?
Then we're in violation when we give some an EMS money.
I think, Mark, what you're stating is maybe a line item for fire departments, and then we can do what we want to. We can give it to
Yes, we can all
the
sit,
foundation, we can give it to the fire
yes,
department.
but that way you know that that line item,
That.
you know, firehouses, and literally, we could put a document in that says, submit a $10,000 bill
So this is
for,
why it says, the definition of public safety applies to all units receiving lit, public any claim paid by the county must be for a county purpose, and fire protection is not a county purpose. It is a township purpose.
Then how do we do that in the past? We just not get caught?
Because it wasn't coming out of county general, it was coming out of remote money. I bet you.
See, and this is,
Brookville had to change theirs. They were giving money.
Or we just didn't get caught, one or the other. I mean, but this is the email that I just got from State Board of Accounts. That is the email I just received from them.
I would say it was your riverboat money. That's what I.
See what you're, I see.
I'm sorry, I'm not
I,
trying to
and
disagree.
I just have to question that where our hands are tied on that, because I mean, trust me, I think the township should be funding fire,
I
right?
understand. Okay, so we've gotten the
It's
information.
a sticky situation that came down from the state.
Can we put it in as fire, so that way it's not, we need it separated from the Ripley County Regional Foundation, so that way it doesn't look like it needs to be allotted in a way, in a line item that clearly states what that money's for, and then we need to clearly understand how our $100,000 is being dispersed if we give that to them. We need to know that as holders of taxpayers' money.
It's, you can't give it from lit, period.
This is coming from county general.
County general, but you can't just give that to somebody that's already got a contract with the county.
So Amy,
So through the townships, they have, that's just what I've learned. I've been working on this for a
I
year.
see why you're doing it that way, Ron, based off of that, but
I agree with what you're saying. I wish we could just have each one of them come in and say, hey, we want to apply for this. This is what we want to do.
when you give them a $10,000 increase, it looks like you're paying them $10,000 to do this for us. Does that make sense? That's where I'm concerned at. I don't pay them $10,000 to disperse money, because then that would have been $11,000 we could give the nonprofit, the firehouse.
We're not
Oh, we're
paying,
not.
they don't get paid a penny to do this. They got $10,000 grant last year. And we're just giving them the $10,000 again this year.
We're giving them.
all right. To keep us all the way we need to be with the State Board of Accounts in this muddy area, council, we need to consider this 39552 account. Are we going to make it 10,000? Or how are we going to approach this?
Thought we already went over that, 110.
Well, we did, but with this,
You're gonna keep it in the same line item then?
what Amy has
We have no
shared,
choice. Either that or we don't give them anything.
I'm saying move it from the line item to and have the regional foundation submit a claim for the $100,000 out of that account. We need to know how the $100,000 is being moved and how it's being.
He's saying just put a different line item.
he's,
line item.
he's saying, and we could use, but just use line item, we could use, well, no, we just make a
That
new
makes sense,
line
right?
item and make it
Well-
100,000.
Yeah, but I mean, they've already got it set up how they've done fire departments in the past. So is your question that you don't trust how the
It's
community
not that I
does?
don't trust them, you have to follow
The money, right? So what if
So what they do is they make them apply, then within 6 months.
they do, but what do we have from them stating they're going to do this before we give them $100,000? $100,000 of taxpayers' money. Like, I don't disagree, and I know why we're getting around this, Ron. It makes sense to me, but we need to show, if we put it in this line item, and now they're getting $110,000, and they submit a claim, how do we ultimately know that they're submitting a claim and how they're going to disperse it to fire? Do we have parameters on how it needs to go to fire?
Well, I agree with you, but like at the same time, like why do we not require that of the other nonprofits? I mean, why don't we require that it goes to a certain thing, you know, like,
In my opinion, it should. It should not go towards salaries, it should not go towards stuff, it should be going to benefit what they actually
Fire
do,
with it,
okay?
We can't give it.
Okay, thank you. Amy, from that reply that you've had from the State Board of Accounts this morning, correct? Or real few days
It's from this morning.
from this morning,
Just a little while ago, yes.
a little while ago. we cannot go through the foundation, correct? Or we can't do it, correct?
That's not what she said.
Okay, repeat that.
The issue is that any claim paid by the county must be for a county purpose, and fire protection is not a county service, it's a township service.
Okay.
But we're not paying it, I mean, if you put it in this line item, we're not paying it to them, we're paying it to the community foundation.
Foundation, and then they're going to pay it
Distribute it.
to, or distribute it to the 10 township fire departments.
Right, and if somebody, like the lady from the Community Foundation, if anybody wants to be on the board for this, they're allowed to be on the board, and it makes sure that it goes. Because if we have anything that says fire, we can't give it because
It's
even
a
like.
township
It's
responsibility.
right, so if it even says fire, we cannot,
Yep.
will not be.
Can we ask the Community Foundation to do it this way? I know why we're doing it, I understand that. Ron, I think this is a great idea, okay? But we need to have control over how it is being dispersed. What if someone on that board doesn't like summon fire or summon EMS? What parameters do we have once the money leaves?
And that is something that she actually sat here and told us.
Okay.
If we want to be on this, we would have
We,
to say
I
something.
mean,
She wants us to give her the way that we want to do it.
okay.
She sat
Can
and
that
told
be
us
done, can that be done before the check is released? Because I don't want them
I
to
agree.
say it's all going to Batesville, or it's all going to Summon.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
I'm good with, yeah.
I want it to
I'm
be
good with
an equal opportunity. I want to make sure that $100,000 gets dispersed between 10 units.
that. Each,
Yes.
the way it's going to be set up, each fire department, the volunteer, can apply for up to $10,000. So one department's not going to get 11, one's not going to get 9. It's up to $10,000 per.
What if there's money left over?
I asked the
It'll
same
come back.
thing, and
And I asked about that. It can come back, but
It can or will?
it will come back.
Okay.
But we already know there won't, I can't see a fire department leaving a penny.
Understand that.
So I have a couple questions. So if you give them the 100,000 and you don't give them the 10 additional that they're asking for, is there a way to ensure that they still give the fire departments the 100,000 instead of the 90?
Yes.
Or what they're asking?
Yes.
Okay, so as long as that's in place.
That's one of the things that she sat in here and said we can,
Even if they don't get their 10 additional that they asked for,
Yes,
they're
they're-
willing to distribute the 100?
yes, and that's one of the things she said. She wants us to give her the direction of how to, maybe she just told, I thought she said to me, of how to distribute this money. That's like she said, she'd like to have, if somebody wants to be on board on the decision-making when it comes to their board meeting.
Council
their-
and president, someone, either one of us, or both of us. need to
can be on that, so they can see which departments, what we want on the grant form. We can help with all of that.
So when you say you put the stipulation in, they can only use it for equipment and stuff like that?
Yes, because we don't, like, I learned this from her. We don't want them to paint their building. We don't want them to put shrubs. We don't want them to blacktop their driveway. We want it to be for the emergency side of stuff, the
I agree.
gear. and-
Okay.
and
Do you
maintenance.
think-
Writing them stipulations.
Do they get money, do they get grants to buy that stuff now? Are we giving them money to take place of grants that's already available?
We don't know that, but
But
they're,
that's my
they
point. We don't know that.
Well,
What-
and that's the thing, but like, I was talking to one of the fire chiefs, and they have to buy new gear for one person, $7,000.
And I'm not disputing that. Do they not have grant money available for them to apply for already to
I
get that?
know,
reimbursed?
I know they apply, but I don't know.
Thank you.
how
So
much
the
they
Rising
get.
Sun
Understand.
Regional Foundation, we have parameters that we do not allow the 501c3s to apply for. Salaries is the big thing. We do not allow grants for salaries. And there's other things.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, there is parameters, yes.
Right, but I mean, we're setting the parameters to a small window for only be able to use it for equipment.
It's a pretty big
But
window,
but there's already grants available for them to buy this through these other resources.
They do the same thing with us. The big thing is
Okay.
radios.
All right.
Stephanie had something you wanted to share?
Yeah,
I don't know what opinion the council has had in the past, but do we put any of those stipulations, do you want to, and do you put any stipulations on the nonprofits that they can't use the funding that you give them for anything in particular?
Well, we've never used this amount of money before, it's why we're
But
looking at stipulations, but that's a great question. I
it's a
think.
good, maybe we ought to include that in our letter next year, but we did not include it in our letter this year. And Ron, would you be willing to serve as an individual to the foundation about this? Because they said for someone to come
Yeah.
and serve, and
Yeah.
I would
Roger,
like to.
or well, wait a minute,
Roger,
Roger,
we
did
do that
you
together.
want to serve?
You guys okay with that?
Yeah.
You don't want to? Okay,
We
okay.
just need one, we just need one.
Okay, yeah, but I wanted everybody to have the opportunity right now.
And if there's
do
anybody
that.
else on
Jeff
council
gets,
that wants to
Jeff gets the
also.
next opportunity, because it's too.
Yeah, anybody else want to serve with Ron?
I will.
Okay. Stephanie and Ron will serve on that.
That was enthusiastic.
Ripley County Community Foundation. And also the Commissioner President. Now we're going to turn over, do we have some values, Amy?
I mean, I have a bottom value, but I can't give you a top value.
That's right, for the Social Security and that, because we have the Highway Department coming. So it's going to be
With the
kind of a
change
flowing.
of the Ripley County Foundation of 110,000, Genesis is 5,000, Safe Passage 25,000, taking out Hard House, it's 936, 678.
All right. So that portion of the commissioner's budget, does everybody have that down? Everybody feel comfortable?
I'm going to say again, I'm not super comfortable with where we are with the nonprofits,
Okay,
but
all right, thank you. We're going to go ahead and we'll vote on everything from line item 31300 point, that's,
Why do you want to do? why
We have to
can't
wait for the
just
social.
say-
you want to wait?
We have to wait for the social security.
Okay.
It's a lot easier to keep track of.
Okay, we'll just do that. All right, now we're going to go, let's have a comfort break here. It's 10 till 11. Let's take about a 7-minute comfort break. Now, a comfort break is if you need to catch up on your text or cell phone.
Because Jason's here.
Yes, sir. And
Checking
yeah.
up on it, ain't gonna be nothing to do with that.
You guys straighten out.
Are you sure that you want to serve on something with Ron and Mark?
proceed at my own risk, right?
states. And I said, yeah, and then they can give it to them. No, there's 11, but we're only giving 10. Because the Ripley County Community Foundation wants money. Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're gonna get $10,000 anyway. Because they're using it for something. I don't know, but they never let it actually. No, it's fine. It's a good question. Well, yeah. They're not taking this money to the Ripley County Community Foundation last year to help with something. No. No, I know, but they used it for some kind of grant. So like that $10,000.
I got a question. Why can't we just, can we give money to the trustee?
Yes.
Well, we do. But choose not to give it to the fire department.
Yeah.
They're all back there doing
I mean, God, it seems like it'd be a lot easier to just give the trustee an extra $100,000 and have them to,
That's the whole problem. Town center doesn't give some, or the other. Okay, the town also did a flip-flop. Fire department is flip-flop. Delaware Township doesn't give it more to fire department. So
you don't think, you don't,
to the trustees, they've got the right to use it.
so even if we had an agreement with them,
Wouldn't matter. We can't tell them what to do.
No, you're right.
Everybody is just worried about what these women are saying.
It's different.
Amy, besides Heart House, did all of the nonprofits supply
Yes, ma'am.
current information?
Everything is in here that I received. And it all should be correct.
and I think there's 13 different, I think there's 13.
Well, I guess I should say, the one that didn't was the Humane Society did not. But it's more of a contractual service than it is a nonprofit.
Yeah, there's
But
13.
they do get a letter, so, but they did not send anything.
Yeah, there's 13 of them in here that sent the stuff.
And one of the
So-
reasons we've done
Where
that
is
is so we
tourism?
don't have to build
Do
a
what?
building.
Where is tourism in the commissioner's budget?
Tourism has its own sticker.
Oh, okay, I just saw it was like at the beginning of the,
Yeah, 60,000. It's always had its own sticker, so I just, always had its own place in the book, so we just leave it there, but I do put that under the commissioner. Because it's pretty much all the nonprofits, but why the tourism, because it's innkeeper's tax, it has its own tab.
so tell me again what they do.
So, and you can read, and then you can actually read all about it. I think this here it is. It's a lot of historical stuff of the area. Look how, oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. sent us was
We're going to go ahead and start.
support projects, community projects that don't have residents support. Holding meeting events and workshops.
We're reconvening, and we are at 1112 Edit Tax, location 0018. First item is stone, 32490. No increase from 25, 200,000. That individual is, the highway department's not here with us. Anyway, bituminous, 32520, 600,000, the same request, 600,000 for 26.
Now, is there a reason, last year they turned a bunch of roads back? And is that why we had these numbers that were a lot higher?
My understanding was, after this year, we'll have no gravel roads in Ripley County.
Right, and last year, I don't know how much we funded to convert them roads back. I know we gave, I know 300,000 for sure, but if we don't have gravel roads, are we going to need this much gravel? And with all the money we get, or should get from the state, because there's a lot of bituminous. If you
I
go-
take it they're going to use both of these for resurfacing. you
Sir,
know.
would you like to introduce
Yes,
yourself?
Jason Edwards, Superintendent for Ripley County Highway Garage.
Okay. We're looking at the location 0018 Commissioners from the Edit Tax Fund 1112.
This really isn't even his fund, this is the commission.
This is
Oh, I thought it was
our
me.
edit fund.
Sorry.
So, last year, you guys bumped this up. The conversation was to get to where we could get rid of all the roads, right? To get rid of all the gravel roads, okay? We are proposing, okay, is that we continue to keep it funded this way, and it's all going to go into standard chip and seal. So instead of doing three times, it would be back to a mile. Is what this is going to do, is what we're trying to do, we go back to the wheel tax talk, right? I do not want the wheel tax. We've discussed it. If we can, we've worked the numbers that if we can continue to do the chip and seal out of this fund, which is up to 150 miles a year, regular miles, and then we're going to buy the paver, and we're going to pave our own roads, we will not need the wheel tax. If we cut this, then you might as well put the wheel tax on, because we're not going to be able to maintain. Our goal is to pave every road every 3 to 5 years, not pave, chip and seal.
Right.
If we cut this money out, we're going to go down to, what's in your own budget? Did you plan for?
60 miles. or something.
We'll go from 60 miles, from 150 to 60 miles of standard chip and seal. So, and I've always told, trust me, I'm not happy that the state's pushing us on this wheel tax thing, right? We've gotten around it for years, and I have made the case right here. We have funded the highway garage in other ways through edit funds. If we don't, and if we can apply for the grant, I think we can next year. So that's what we're asking. I'm done talking unless you have questions.
That makes sense.
Okay.
All right, we have a fairground equipment maintenance 33230. Now that mowing of the fairgrounds is done by the Parks Department, and we pay that individuals.
This is for equipment.
I understand. Maintenance, it says.
Equipment maintenance, yeah.
33230 is fairground equipment maintenance, 31,000.
Yeah, we've used that for building maintenance and other things like that, not just equipment, haven't we, Amy?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. 33261, Ripley County Economic Development Corporation. The previously in 24 was 115,000, 25, 130,000. The request for 26, 190,000, $60,000, $1 increase. That's a 46.15% increase.
Jeff sits on that board.
I think we discussed that the other day, didn't we? We just didn't make a decision.
Okay.
So this,
I'm for it because I've learned a lot of stuff that's going on, and I think there's some great opportunities coming up for our county if we take advantage of it, provided, I'm thinking we're not going to do a wheel tax. And like Andrea had said in the one meeting, if we don't do the wheel tax, we have a great opportunity to bring in more businesses, which means more tax dollars that way, which is going to mean more stuff that we can do for our highways to where we won't need the wheel. So I'm for
Thank you.
this.
Commissioner Jeff Volz, do you want to comment? You sit on that board.
Gary
Talking
Norman.
about the
Gary Norman's money.
Maybe you better come and speak in the microphone and identify who you are.
How many years you've been on that board?
since 2006.
Okay. You've been on the board for a while.
Yes. I'm Jeff Vols, Commissioner, District 2.
So you served on that board 19 years?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Now, what was the question again, please?
We have here in the budget, 33261, Ripley County Economic Development Corporation. The request for 25 was $130,000, and for 26, it's $190,001. That's $60,000, $1 increase. That's a 46.15% increase from your 25 budget request.
Okay.
What's the justification?
Justification is, when we wasn't getting as much funding, we was using the money that we had in reserves for promoting new business coming in our county. We do not have that anymore. So we're trying to replenish it because it needs to be there if something happens, because you can't do additional appropriations and hand it to us to be able to use that. It has to be part of our budget to make that work.
Okay, any other comments or?
Questions, if you got them?
I guess my question is, I know there's going to be about $36,000 left over at the end of the year.
Correct.
I mean, can we use a little of that to,
Well,
to help out? Because
Yeah,
I think there might have been an additional appropriation or
Yeah.
something to come up with some of them funds to
see,
get them.
we have to have a
get through the
holdover
year.
for 2 months before we get your check as well. So we have 2 months after the first of the year. So there may be approximately 10,000 left.
But it shows uncommitted dollars getting through the end of the year, 36,000 on the financial.
Right, but we got 2 months before we receive a check, so we have to have operation money until we get that check. Are you with me? Yeah, because you don't give us a check at the first of the year.
Right, but it's showing at the end of the year
Yeah,
that you'll be in the black of
I
36.
think what David is saying is, once you get this money, you're still going to be $36,000 ahead, even though you had spent it.
And at one time, years ago, they had in their budget and in their savings,
it was like a little over 200.
it was 200,000. They had purchased that building over there. They were holding the money, waiting, they have a board. They were making sure that the money was there, and council knew that, and finally they underfunded it, and it's getting to the point where if a furnace goes out over there, they're gonna have to come back to us for an additional. They own that building, so there's that maintenance too, from what I don't sit on the board, that's just what I know, but.
It won't be wasted. It's there. Like I said, we had over 200-something thousand, reinvested it in bonds and all, CDs, so on and so forth, and built that up over 30 years. And we did use some of that money as time went on with other businesses coming in. Usually we give $25,000 when a business qualifies for us to chip in for job training, is what we use it for.
Does any of this money get used for loans for businesses starting up? Or does that come out of a different fund?
We have a fund for that.
Okay.
For small businesses. And we've had it, and we're trying to get it more and more. And the people, small businesses have been using it, and we're trying to promote it so they do come and get that done. There's a separate board for that, but it's ran through us that decides how much they get or if they're capable of receiving it. It's been working out very well. we need to get our kitty up there, so let's say a factory comes in, we can promote 50,000. 25,000 is nothing anymore, because the dollar isn't, it's worth half as much as it was 10 years ago, maybe even worse. But we don't have that because we cannot ask you for additional appropriations to give them that money. Because you'll be given a gift through the county to them. That's why economic development's there. It's supposed to go through us. We can receive and give that perk to them. You can give a, yeah, well, I know. But you can get a tax abatement is what you guys are capable of doing without us. So, but it would still be ran through us.
Okay.
And we have done that. And that's all I can explain to you.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Anything else?
Jeff, you said that the funds have been used to promote interest for new businesses, and you mentioned like a startup fund. Is that an example of the promotions, or kind of give us an idea of what do you do to promote new businesses to come to the area?
It's on our website and webpage, our industrial parks, everything.
Okay,
So,
but just, can you give us an example? What would the funding go for? What are you
the extra
spending the money
funding is
for?
to get a reserve right now. If somebody comes to us, we have some leverage of using money to enhance them on a package. You give the tax abatements, we would give $25,000 or more at this time for job training. That helps them to get started. There's other packages, there's through the state. They will give incentives as well for a business to come to here. If they all qualify with proper wages, amount of employees, so on and so forth. That's what it's based off of. And the more package you got, the better chance you got them coming here.
This edit fund, the fund was created to actually fund economic development. This fund is in existence today, and at the time the state legislature said it's not anymore, they've changed it, that a certain percentage needs to go to economic development. Economic Development Agency is a non-government agency, but call it a government agency because you guys we have more control over the Economic Development Board than we do any of these other nonprofits. Okay?
I
Gary?
think that board was established about 1970 or something in the state of Indiana, the history of it.
It was the early 90s, but I could be wrong. But the idea was that they can work with that they can work with businesses outside of us being as government agencies. And basically, we whittled it down, and it would be nice to see, I don't know how long Gary Norman's going to be there, but it would be nice to see some energy and get some funds and let them go out and promote this county.
That's what I was getting ready to say. I was on council when we whittled it down, and the reason it was basically whittled down is council felt like economic development was just sitting stale. Nothing was happening, nothing was being done, and we were throwing a lot of money at it. And that's when council at that time, I think you were sitting on then, Mark, made the decision.
I might have been on, I probably was.
The first year, I think we cut it by 30,000. The next year, we cut it by 50,000. And we got it down to where they weren't sitting on this big pot of money because we felt that it was flat. Nothing was going on, nothing was
And we
happening.
needed to save money in the fund, because in this fund, we put EMS and 911, so we had to be conservative
Exactly.
with the fund. So that's the reason why they saw that, and like, well, we can cut it out of here. That was some of it, too.
So one of the big changes with economic development now is the READY grant. And I know that our economic development is very involved with that. It's helped bring this little park over here. It's helped the town of Sunman. It brings things back to Ripley County. And that's why I even told Gary the other day, I don't know why he even talks to me, because I was a big one to push. I didn't care if we had it, because I didn't see anything coming, and I've heard that. Now I see things that are happening. I see like, maybe, I don't know why, but things are starting to happen now, and I think there's opportunity now. And Andrew sits on the board, and we've talked about it a bunch. He doesn't tell me what's going on, but I totally trust what he says, and he says there's things in the works, and I trust him. That's why I'm for, let's give him this $60,001.
And the fund can handle it a lot better now since with putting in the public safety tax. I agree with Ron. It's time now that we start making investment back in economic development. We have a huge investment opportunity in this county now with that sewer line project in Pentown. If Gary Norman has a story to tell anybody about economic development, the Summon exit in Ripley County, that is county territory, now going to have sewer, and that's the reason why that exit, trying to create Stan Weedham and more traffic.
Andrew is very positive, confidentiality, but he shares each council meeting about sitting on that board, and he doesn't give exact details of the projects. He's respectful of that, but he's very positive of it. Okay, council, $60,000 increase for 26 individuals. Share with me.
I'm good with that.
You're okay with it?
Yes.
Stan, you're okay with it? Stephanie?
I'll support it.
David?
I think so, especially since we don't think we're going to do the wheel tax and give them a little more leverage to get the business in here, man. Let's get them trucking companies, you know?
Let's see results.
Ron?
Yeah, it's like I told Gary yesterday, I'll support it, but I want to see results.
All right.
And,
we're gonna-
and then it's nice when he stops in at some of the meetings and lets us know, hey, where we're at, what's going
He reaches out and he's always willing to come.
on. So,
All right, 33280, this is the CR&T Bureau. This is our,
Stephanie, there's your tourism, sorry.
Your
That
tr-
one's your nonprofit tourism, the other one's where we take in and pay out innkeeper's tax.
Thank you.
Sorry.
50,000, no change from 24. It's always been that. Any discussion? And then 33345, it's a placeholder, $1, economic development projects. And then we have 36104, building repairs. In 25, it was $250,000. The request for 26, $250,000. Any discussion?
I have a question for the commissioner. When I was looking through, is there $100,000 on building repairs also in technology and other places? I mean, how much money do you guys have for, building repairs total? Like, here's another one I see.
There's one on Cume Cap, there's,
Yeah, here's another one for 100,000, so that's 300,000. I don't know how, I'm just curious what you have I realize it's expensive to maintain all these buildings, but the fairground has their own, I believe. Shouldn't be much need to be done over there, I realize, but the tower, I believe, is already figured in, if I'm not wrong. I'm just asking, how much do you have in
Total building repairs?
total building repair?
Amy,
450,000.
$450,000. And other than other than the courthouse project, as a commissioner here, I don't think we've ever used every bit of that. I mean,
Okay.
I am just, we are just, it's not a slush fund for us, trust me, I don't want
I'm
to,
curious how much we had. I'm not saying
yeah.
anything about.
I don't want to buy a
Just curious how much-
$100,000 heating and cooling system if I don't have to, but unfortunately, I mean, if you guys need to save money, I mean, there's always an opportunity in there to save you some money, but at some point, if something really breaks, we're going to be back in asking for it.
No, I don't want to do that. I was just curious.
It is quite a bit, Ron, but,
That's what
yeah.
I'm moving on, 49700, the CCMG matching funds. 25 requests, 2025 request was $375,000. The 2026 request, 5,000, no increase in the request. Any discussion?
Mark, that needs to go to 325. You can't apply for 1.5 million anymore, it's 1 million.
That
How much?
changed After this was done, though.
Yes, we need 325, 325,000.
So that's if we are able to get the grant money.
Well, we
This is
just- we can-
49,700.
Yeah, so bump that down to 325,
Correct.
to save you 50K there. And then please leave that in there. If we get it, we get it. If we don't, then it just stays in there. So we're going to try this year for 2020. Well, we're going to try as long as we can, guys. And
So do we keep it 375 or 325? We put it at 325. Okay, Amy, you
325.
got that?
there's no sense in having it more if we can't get it.
Do we have a total?
1646.
Can you share that 50,000 with the highway garage superintendent?
Okay, just a minute, excuse me. 16,
Just the superintendent.
46002.
thank you. Do I have a motion for 0018 Commissioner's location? It's been moved. Dan, do we have a second?
I'll second.
And Ron has seconded this motion. Any discussion? Well, the motion's been properly made and seconded. Stan moved and Ron seconded of this motion. No discussion was given. We'll proceed to vote. All in favor, raise your left hand. That's 6-0. All right, moving on. We'll move on. CUNCAP, location 0274.
I think we should go to the highway since he was here. He's,
I think so, too. 'cause
You think
commissioners
so?
can
You wanna
Always
go-
come back after.
Yeah, we're paying him to sit here.
All right, we're gonna go to the highway.
Get up here. I'm not doing your job for you.
Commissioner, before we break for lunch.
Yes.
I believe the courthouse is gonna have an open house on Saturday, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct? And
Yes.
what's the hours
Uh,
and what's going to be shown?
It will be
Share with us.
10 to noon will be an open house for the courthouse. We will be doing like a ribbon cutting at 10. I would like for you guys to be there. I mean, you guys were just as important. If you haven't been over to the courthouse, I would strongly suggest going to see what we paid for. It looks great, guys. I mean, it's exactly what we needed to do. It's more than what we wanted to spend, but hopefully we're good for another 50 years, you know? So yeah, there'll be a ribbon cutting. It's going to be open till noon, so other than that, we're not doing food or snacks or anything because I didn't want to spend any money cleaning up anything. But I would welcome you to
10
go.
o'clock this
10
Saturday.
a.m. Be there at 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
All public areas will be open for viewing as well as the courtroom. We're going to have them open since there was a lot of work done in there so people can see them.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Great. Now we're moving on. Jason, you want to reintroduce yourself?
Sure. Jason Edwards, Superintendent, Ripley County Highway Garage.
And we're looking at Fund 1176, Highway Department, location 0025, Highway Administration. As instructed, we did send out initially a letter of 2,500, changed that to 3%. So we'll go through and change full-time secretary.
Right. Can you give me just a second on that, Peg?
Yes, sir.
I
Please.
have them already here. I have them. I have the numbers. Me, because these are matched.
No, this is.
No. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Different? Okay.
Yes. For 3 years now, I've been trying to get the merit system put in on a pay scale.
Yes, sir.
I've got guys that can build a 200-foot bridge, guys that can only run a broom truck. It's not fair. They should make different wages, and they don't. It's not right. I have a pay scale set up. It's only 16,000 more than what you guys are proposing, and I can pay it. I'm on my money. Most of it comes from the state for my salary. I don't ask you guys for much. It's not fair. I'm not asking for much for me at all. Them guys need it. You know, it's like who goes out at 2 in the morning to remove the snow so you guys can go to work? My guys. Who gets a tree off the power lines when you don't have electric? My guys. They deserve it, is what they need. And then that's what I'm asking for right here. I could cover the extra 16,000 $986.26 or 21 cents to make sure they get what they're valued. I mean,
I agree with what he's saying. We did it for 911. We made that change. We also gave 911 extra money, even though we said we were going to go 3% straight across the board. We gave them more. And we also gave EMS more money. What he's saying makes total sense to me. These guys are out on the road in 100 degrees weather, working. When they have to work, it's hard. When they don't have to work, they've got it great.
absolutely.
But it's not a PUD job.
And we logged over 1,525 hours in overtime last year, not counting the winter of 25, just that was last year alone. And these guys, I mean, they're dedicated. I've lost, what, 5 drivers this year because of pay. They can go to Best Way and make $2 more an hour. Driver retention is ridiculous. I've got to do something to bring it up. There's nothing there.
Can you elaborate on your plan?
It's performance-based, and I didn't bring a sheet, did I? No, sorry. There's a scale that I go off of for attendance, how they do their job, knowledge, and then I grade them off of that, and they give them a score. Well, the score goes to another chart. Well, that's what they make. If a guy that can only run a broom truck, he's not going to get very much. But a guy that can build a bridge and is very knowledgeable, yeah, he deserves a lot more. And that's the way it should be. And it's never been that way.
Can you explain that bridge to us just a little bit so people can realize the skill set
Oh,
that your employees have?
Cave Hill Bridge.
Can I make the copies of
Yes, sorry. Yeah. This is the Stone Arch Bridge at Cave Hill, you know where it makes the loop of 425 South. We're proposing to replace that 27, right? Yeah, in 27. I'm contracting the concrete out, but my guys are setting the beams. It's 200 feet long, I can't remember how, 24 feet wide. It's going to cost less than $1 million. The other contractor wanted $12 million to replace it. So my guys can do it for a 1/12 of that. I mean, it's just way cheaper. They deserve it. I mean,
I know Dearborn County doesn't build
no,
bridges.
we're like one out of a few counties that builds our own bridges.
And it's always been that way?
Yeah, yes, ma'am, I'm sorry, yeah. Sorry, Stan. But it's not fair. I mean, they can go to any other county, and I've got stats that I pulled this morning, actually, that I'll run through the ZipRecruiter. I don't know who gets on there to try to find a job, but Indiana average highway worker, just a common worker, is $32 an hour. My guys are at $22.89. Highway mechanics are at $28.27. My guys are $4 less than that an hour. Let's see, the foremans are at $27.75. They make $3 less than than my guys do. Superintendent, I'm not tooting my own horn, but I'm doing a pretty daggone good job over there. Superintendent pay, I'm making $10 less an hour what an Indiana average superintendent should be making. And I'm not asking for any of that. I want it for my guys. I'll ask mine next year, but this year, no. That's a big difference, just in the state, compared to us. Well, I got 714.5 miles that we maintain. And it's been that way. I've been trying for 3 years on to get this done, so these guys can feel like they're worth something.
Thank you.
And hopefully keep my drivers where they need to be. And I know, thanks, Stephanie. In the past, the highway garages had a bad name about, hey, them guys must work for the highway because they're leaning there against a tree. I don't put up with none of that, and these guys know that, and my guys know that. They know what I expect. And you guys agree that garage made a 180-degree turn since I've been here? But
I don't get calls about people sitting in front of the, sitting at picnic tables all morning like we used to.
no, absolutely not.
So your crew, they're okay with it? You ran this across, I mean,
Absolutely. Last 3 years, I do evaluations every 6 months.
okay.
And then I'm trying to get it passed, and I'll tell them, if it gets passed, this was a possibility what you can make. Well, this year I said the same thing, because that's what I was told maybe would happen. And then they said, well, we're only getting 3%. That's a slap in the face. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm going to try. That's what I'm doing right now, is I'm trying to get what they deserve. The guy's been there 18 years, making the same as the guy that came in 2 days ago.
Now, that individual who,
Welcome to our world.
I'm sorry.
18 years, we're going to give them $150
Right,
per
longevity
year.
bonus, I understand that.
Longevity.
But then I've got new people coming in that well, I gotta wait 5 years to even get any kind of attention, now that's fine. I got another year and a half before I get any attention.
I think we're a pretty good training center for truck drivers. They come
That's
in
what,
for
a lot of
for
them
a
jump
year,
off the
get
bus,
some
go work for somebody
experience
else.
and move on.
Absolutely. Best way is one that takes them from us, Rumpke, because they just offer more money.
Sure.
And if I could do this, I say, hey, this is how it goes, you show me that you can do the job, I'm gonna bump you up next year. This is what you're gonna go up to, and I'll have a base set. It's just,
So Jason, you're,
yeah,
I see you have names down here, so how do I put this? The amounts, the dollar amounts are set by the individual's performance or the job qualifications?
right. If they meet the qualifications and they're knowledgeable and do their job, they're gonna get a
So,
bigger.
so this particular job is going to pay this much, and this particular job is a higher requirement, so it's going to pay more. So
They're
are
all
you basing
kind
it
of
on the?
base, right. Your knowledge is where you're gonna get your money.
Okay, so it's based on the job and not the, how do I say, the individual?
Are they all
No.
expected to know the same amount at some point?
Hopefully, they would. Then the
So
pay
then they would all
balance
make
out.
the same?
Right. Not the same, but there's still gonna be a diversity in there somewhere.
So,
Needs to be.
so there still comes I don't want to sound, there's a personal quality involved.
Right. Attitude makes a difference. And
Okay.
on our
Okay, that
performance
helps a little
evaluation.
bit.
You come in with, I don't care, I don't want to do my job kind of attitude, I'm not going to reward you. Simple as that. But if you come in and show me you're giving 110% every day, yeah, you need rewarded. You need to make more money than this person.
I understand
Yeah.
that, yeah, but I'm
Okay.
just trying to see how much your personal opinion.
You're sort of talking about like the old-fashioned word, the good old boys club?
No, that does
Okay.
not have a woman. Yes, the foremans are also, it's just not me alone doing the evaluation. There's 3 of us that set
Okay,
in.
all right.
Spent 3 days doing these.
See, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I
that's not
understand.
me just
That's
alone.
what
There's
I'm-
3
that's what I'm
opinions
asking
that weigh
now.
into that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. The personal opinion quality is not a
Okay,
factor.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
Okay,
that.
well, I'm afraid I
Right.
didn't say it very well, but that's,
But the 3% would raise them up to a total cost for the year, $37,739.79. My way is gonna be $54,726 for a total increase. I got it covered. I'm not worried about taking any of your money. I've got that. Because most of it comes out of MVH during the wintertime, which is a restricted fund, to pay for the snow removal and all that. That's where the salary comes from. So I'm not asking you for any money on that part.
Discussion, council.
So then going forward in years, going forward,
Mhm.
then you would abide by whatever the council deems.
Right, so like the 3%, you would give me say the 37,000, and I would add my 16 to that.
Next, in 27, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
In
Staying
20.
They would be,
26?
like a pool of money would be given to me to disperse how I see fit. through the-
I'm saying
the
going
merit.
forward, is
Right.
it going to be sustainable, going forward?
Absolutely. I'm
Okay.
setting pretty good.
So if you give him
Just like-
3%,
just like
if you say
911.
increases go up 3%, he
In 27.
multiplies, he looks at the dollar amount,
Okay.
and he disperses that 3% based off the merit to stay within your budget.
Right.
I do have a question here. What about longevity? You taking that out of the picture?
I wasn't going to.
No.
They're
We
entitled
didn't
to
take
it.
it, we didn't
Yeah.
take it out of 911.
I was just asking.
No,
I didn't,
I
looking
realize
at the
it.
numbers, I didn't see it in here.
Oh, no, the guys that's been there
We
that
didn't
long,
take
yeah,
it
they
out.
need rewarded too, but I've got to have some kind of incentive to keep these people here. I mean, we're walking through them like it's candy.
I like it. I liked it 3 years
now-
ago. I like it now.
We proposed similar.
So really, it's a 44,286.21 increase because of the longevity. Gotcha, the 27,000.
Oh, I see, okay.
We proposed something similar, that we would allow the superintendent or the office holder, we give this pot of money,
Right,
and you distribute it on merit and different things. And we received a lot of pushback for that.
Really?
And I'm thinking, why did you run for that office if you feel like that you can't distribute and manage your office?
I can't speak for any other office
No,
department
no,
than
I
mine,
know.
but this
But
is
that
the way I
was a
see it.
pushback we got
Right.
from doing that in the
I'm not
past.
pushing back at all. Peg. I'm just
I
saying
think
that-
when he was hired in, he knew about a budget, but I don't think he knew about that he can't
But this
control.
came from elected official.
Oh.
And this isn't the first year we've asked for this.
No,
I
this is
know
my
that-
third year asking. I'm trying to get it done that way.
Had a pretty good raise, it would have been 4 years ago,
Mhm.
for the truck drivers and everything, that it's not the same commissioners, but there was
Right.
three different commissioners, and the flavor always changes with individuals, how they work with people and what they do and those type of things. All right,
In
discuss.
general, this concept and what you're proposing, I think sounds awesome. It is, like Peg said, goes back to kind of what was already discussed, so
Right.
kudos to you. And I agree with what Diane said. I think the more we can make it about performance and less about, the
And
connection
that's what I'm trying to do. We've got
network, I think
stacks of
that's
performance
really important. The only thing
evaluation.
that I would say is that
We're taking,
as a county, like,
that out then.
I feel like we should have kind of the same expectations
Well,
of
over there.
every department, like this,
Exactly.
the
Sure.
willy-nilly of, this department does it this way and this department does it that way, like, that's what I'm uncomfortable with, but I support it for this.
I'm gonna speak from after they, if,
So we'll take,
if I had my way, since he's a direct report to us.
Yeah.
He's the commissioner's
Yeah.
employee. I've directed him, we've directed him to do this. I can't tell another elected official how to run their office, but I can tell him how to run his office.
I don't
Okay,
listen, but
thank you.
He does.
so Jason, you made a comment earlier about your salary. Is that going to stay the same?
no, I will get, by performance, actually, those are supposed to do by performance evaluation.
Okay, so your salary's
Right.
going to be the 61,963 then?
Right.
Okay, all right.
Not for me, to have that
sorry.
job.
Yeah, that is more than 3.
Well, that's because they did 2,500 probably.
No.
No, the first section, Ron, is 3%, and the second section is the performance evaluation.
Okay.
But we can give him less than that if we do an evaluation.
I think if you,
Sure.
I know what you're doing here.
if you look on that left side and you look at the highest amount of money given, I think it's still going to come in at like 4.5%.
I must have misheard him. I thought he said he wasn't going to take that, so.
Okay, so I mean, it looks like to me, the numbers of the raise, the different raises is from 3% up to 4.5% for different individuals with different skill sets.
But the over 3% is coming, I'm paying that. See what I mean? We've got the money.
You're paying that out of the,
Right, that would cover it.
okay.
So will some of that money be available next year at race time too?
Yes, I lost one mechanic, so that's one position that opened up that we no longer have, so there's an extra 50-something thousand going forward that would be
Can we take that out of the budget?
this year we did, didn't we?
David, any thoughts? You want to share anything? What do you think of this?
I mean, I
Ask me
think,
a
I
question.
think for what he's doing and how the funds are going to be
It'll be sustainable.
in, I realize see it as a no-brainer for me personally. I think he's got it figured out. He's doing the performance evaluations. He's got the extra income for that. For me, I'm okay with it.
Ron,
Definitely okay with it.
Stan?
I'm still doing some figuring here.
Okay.
Okay.
Personally, I respect everything you are doing. Great staff, great department. You're giving evaluations, but I also have to, how many people, 25?
I got 25 underneath of me.
I also have to acknowledge another 150 individuals that came in here, no questions, at 3%, we just marked it out.
Okay,
And how can I justify, and we have this same discussion, and you're right, you clean our roads, we are, safe, and the bridges and things, but how can I say, and I'm not gonna pick any county office, but their office isn't important, we're all very important.
I understand.
And, what's the, not the magic bullet here, but some way to be fair to everybody.
I mean, I can fall back onto what another department said yesterday. I'm on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Even though I'm on vacation in Texas, I'm getting phone calls because something's going on. All 25 people are on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yes, I agree.
It don't stop. I mean, 3 o'clock in the morning when you guys are sleeping, they're getting phone calls.
Right.
It's not fair, and I'm, no pun towards any other department, but it's not right. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm gonna voice my opinion.
But how I'm hearing it is we're still only doing 3% longevity. He's covering the rest.
Right. That's,
So, I mean, it's not like we are,
His
If we
department's
don't
going
do
to cover
this,
it all.
we have to call 911.
oh, thank you, yeah.
And we have to
Yeah,
call
we're
in.
self-funded,
I
so
mean,
we're
I
covering it
don't
all. I
see
forgot.
where-
Thank you.
These guys are self-funded, so they're covering it all, like. the
exactly, that's what I'm
like,
saying. We're still,
The highway department is funded by the state, so like,
And we eliminated
You're not
the
gonna take
full-time
longevity
patrolman,
from
too. So
somewhere
we
else.
saved you, there might be a little bit of an increase of 16,000. We also saved you a $35,000-$40,000 a year drive. It's
We're
in
gonna
there.
save $11 million on a bridge.
I
Absolutely.
agree.
It's like,
And the truck driver thing, I know we argue about other offices and stuff. The truck driver salary, if you don't admit that's low, there's, how many
That's
truck
terrible.
companies are there in this county? It's that low. We
CD
are competing more with more businesses than any other office in this.
CDL holder can leave my shop and go make $70,000 tomorrow. And it's like, but I'm paying them 50. I mean, it's kinda, well, we just had one kid, he worked a month, dropped us like a hot rock, went straight to Best Way hauling garbage, making $3 more an hour. I'm
I
like,
think one of my favorite, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. One of
you're
my
right.
favorite sayings is that what's fair isn't always equal, and what's equal isn't always fair.
Right.
And I think that we do have to take care of all the county employees here on, like, that needs to be addressed, but we also have to recognize that different departments have different skills and different expectations and different workloads and different
Right.
on-call hours, and there are.
Oh, I'm not saying I'm better than anybody. I mean, it's just,
Oh, I'm not-
we
I'm not
take a
saying-
lot of grief.
I'm agreeing
And
with
we
you.
get stepped on a lot at the highway garage
Oh,
because we're the highway department.
that's right.
I mean, we get a lot of crap.
Maybe this is
I would,
baby steps, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt,
no,
but,
you're fine.
and again, this is kind of a personal opinion, but I've always viewed the highway department as sort of the sheriff's department. They're part of the county, but they're their own entity, more or
Right.
less. This is something that I would like to see happen throughout the whole county.
Agreed.
Sure.
And not, I don't agree with the personal opinion. There have to be guidelines, but I think, like I said,
We can help
baby
them if
steps,
they
and if
want.
we can get a little of this done at a time, eventually the whole county will be on
Took
the
us
right
3
track.
years to
Agree.
So-
fighting. I mean, I'm hoping you guys will see our side of it this year to get it done.
And
Well,
all
like I
jobs are
said,
not
we-
equal.
We just did it for 911, and we're losing that director in 3 weeks. So the new person that's coming in is going to have to learn it. He's been working on this for 3
Exactly.
years. Big difference. And then we gave the 911 people more than a 3% raise. So this is not coming out of our, this is state money.
Right.
So it's even.
We're doing our stuff.
Even,
All right, council, what values here do we want to put for 12400, full-time secretary?
my opinion is to go off this sheet that Jason gave us.
I agree.
Full right side, the valuation amount.
Correct.
That's okay, thanks.
Stephanie, you agree?
I agree with Ron.
We can change this and bring it back later
David?
today, maybe? She's wanting to leave early, but
Runs.
Right, okay. So we have we're going to go with the value that you have here for 26, is that correct, council? Am I understanding you?
No, well, our part, I guess, would be, but he's got the evaluation part that's over on the.
yeah, we'll have to change that peg, all the values on the,
On the evaluations?
on the 1176,025.
I got it, I'm working on it.
She's
Oh,
working on it.
oh, thanks,
Okay.
Amy.
Maybe that will affect the first permit. I know, I'm sorry.
And you can put Jason's in as that rate, but we will do an evaluation
Thank you.
based off of his parameters. So it's not going to be that amount, because I know that.
So we should put in the 61,963? Is that right?
I've done my review in your
I
head.
don't know if.
Would it?
I-
She wants to know what value, Mark.
Mark, what value are you putting in?
The one on the far right.
At 61,963?
Yep, and it will not exceed that.
It's actually gonna be 61,964, because I can't do change.
I
I
understand.
rounded them all up. So it's gonna be a total of 266,679.
One more time, Amy?
266,679 at the top.
All right. And we see, we're looking at line item number 25300, office supplies, an increase of $300
Like
to
everything else.
$1,800. Things do go
Price,
up.
stuff's going up.
All right, and then we have a maintenance, 26100, maintenance, it was $1,000, 25 and 26, no increase. So we have, that total there is no change. Here we have 32480, freight and express, same as a 25 request, 4,000. Printing, 32900, no change, $750.25, no change, 26. Now I have telephone, 34400, 5,125 going up to 5,526. Jason, is there, your phone bills changed or
That's the cost
increased?
going up and everything, yeah.
Postage, 34500, same as 25, $600. Repairs, 36103, 3,500 and 3,500 for the request in 26, no change. Contractual services, 37800, 6,000 requested in 25, 26, the same request. Share with us, those contractual services are, help us prepare our request.
Can I cut in for just one moment really quick?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, because I'm working on other stuff while you guys are going over that.
Okay.
The ones that you're not giving some of them raises at all?
That's the new
They're
one,
gonna stay the same
until next year. And then they will be evaluated. And then-
for 27?
Right.
Okay, I'm just making sure I'm reading it
Are
correctly.
those new employees?
Yes, they just like fresh.
I'm
They
just
have-
making sure I'm reading it correctly. Sorry, I didn't read this one.
They need to have worked a year before you start them in the
At least 6
evaluation.
months, we'll do a first evaluation, and then we'll revisit it 6 months later to make sure there is changes, and then we'll
New,
do
at
the
the
raises
beginning of the
after that.
year.
Okay.
Yep.
So are they, will they get these new employees get the 3% at the first of the year?
Yep, we don't,
Are they getting the amount, to the 26 requested? Are they going to that number, or is they just going to stay at the 25?
They're staying at the 25 rate.
Right.
But this shows.
yeah,
Why?
Okay.
good.
I
Ask why.
thought everybody gets 3%, whether they worked here a month or not. Everybody's,
Not under a merit-based
Not
performance
under-
plan.
But
Well,
that,
okay,
but
yes.
isn't that additional, that's above and beyond, that's not baseline?
No. It's fully merit-based.
I mean, again, I'm not an HR person, but I would be concerned that that opens the county up for like a lawsuit.
It does not. I'll give you an example. I got a promotion. Since it was within 6 months of merit increases, I did not get it at my, just no, it was no. So if you're not there a full year, we're not obligated to have to give any employee any raise by any means.
And also, the state of Indiana is at will employment.
Right.
I understand, I guess I'm just struggling with, I don't know why we wouldn't. I mean, if we're making an argument that so many county employees like are underpaid, like why would we not at a baseline treat them all the same? It's just.
Maybe the staff member attitude,
Well, I think
That's the
that,
fair thing.
I think this is just the base starting pay for the truck driver.
Yeah.
We had 3 that just started this month.
This is the thing, yeah, you have to look at this as the base pay for a truck driver.
Yeah, but I would think that the base pay for a truck driver should go up 3%.
I agree with that also.
Bump it up.
It's just like if he said they come in next year and it's 3%, he's gonna cover the merit to make it higher for something else.
You want your base
Right.
pay, you want your base pay to continue to have that.
It's
increase.
gotta go up, because otherwise, we're not gonna get them.
That falls back to the 26 hourly rate, right? Is that right? I'm looking
What
at,
is-
you're saying direct
So
the middle?
you guys have a 26 hourly rate?
At the 3%.
At the 3%, it's 23.50.
That's right. That's what I got. Okay, we'll do that. Okay.
Which would be 48,889, but there's a couple of truck drivers on here that aren't going to be making that. So you want to raise them up to that also?
Yeah, because they got 68 cents versus 69, I believe.
and they've only had 3 months of, 5 months of employment.
You do it in the offices.
You could do it on, technically, you should do it on their anniversary. Give them their increase in review on their anniversary. So you can increase the base pay.
No.
You don't want to do that?
Don't do the paperwork. Okay.
Everyone every 6 months.
I think every person on this list should get a minimum of a 3% raise.
Okay.
Okay, I have it.
I agree.
got it.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
We're moving down to contractual services.
Nothing's changed.
Nothing changed.
Mm-mm.
And those contractual services, we use those to fill out some grant, help us with some
No, so
grants?
some of that's going to be like your office shop that we pay for our
Oh, okay,
printer,
for your
et cetera.
copier?
Anything in the office.
Okay.
Yeah.
And utilities, 37900, it was at 22,000 for 25, and it's at, for 26, the request, 22,000. We had a request for gas heat, it's 37902, I'm thinking that's natural gas,
Yes, for the garage good.
and it was 15,000 for 25, and for 26, 15,000. So,
We're hoping that goes down next year with, since we knew metal inside the building and the garage.
that should be
And if I
good
could-
insulation and things.
Those guys to finish up the back, then it should drop the gas bill.
Okay,
We are electric and not natural gas.
No, the shop
Oh,
is
heating?
natural gas.
Yes.
oh,
Shop's
okay.
natural gas over electric. Right? Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Okay, yeah.
Yes,
Natural gas in the shop.
yes.
All right, so we'll need some new values. Totals, Amy?
No, for 27, I'm sorry, not 26.
Okay,
Yeah,
You're gonna have to
I'll
take
change
just
that.
a second.
you're fine, we'll just take our time.
How many miles of roads have you guys done this year so far, blacktop and chip and seal? You know?
Close to 70, I believe. We're still behind because the weather's been fighting us.
Yeah.
We should be done by the end of September.
Now, are you talking, you want numbers on the 20,0025?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's 326, 829, if you didn't change anything at the bottom.
No, ma'am, we didn't.
I didn't think so, but.
I'm glad you asked. All right. We have 0025 Highway Administration. Do I have a motion to approve this section?
Motion.
Ron has moved. Do I have a second?
Second.
Stephanie. Discussion. Proceeding to hear none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, raise your left hand. Opposed, same sign. 6-0. I realize it's 10 to 12. How many more pages? Oh, we got it. Drivers, yeah, okay. We're going to need to, Jason, you're going to need to come back, and we'll go through the rest of this.
Okay.
So, is that realistic, council? Do you see that we could get through all of this?
My question would be, are you asking him to come back at 1 and you're moving Shannon down, or you're asking him to come back after Shannon?
After Shannon.
We'll have to do after Shannon.
Okay. So what time?
So,
30
we'll come
to
back,
o'clock?
we usually take about an hour and a half for lunch, and it's 10 till 12. So,
Back at 1.
let's come back
At 1.
at,
You want to be back here?
okay,
What time's
we'll
that?
come back at about 1:05, 1:10.
What time do you want me here, Peg?
Pardon?
What time do you want me back?
Let me see
Wait a minute.
if he can come straight back.
Okay. Ask Shannon if he can come a half hour later. Well,
I don't know.
we have Shannon at 1.
They over at this little place yesterday.
Jason will come back at 10 after 1.
I'll give us time to get this prepared real quick after lunch.
She took half my sandwich.
True story, he took half of mine, though, too.
They put them in the wrong things and I already took a bite. So I said, hers was pretty good.
that all
I
you
didn't
need
think
from me?
mine was good. She
Is that all you need from me right now?
thought mine was
Thank you.
good and
I still
I
wonder
used
if
to
they
have
mixed them up.
her, who owns that, Ben's Longhorn, and
God, I don't remember.
they're good people. Ben was such a good guy.
Are we?
He helped me for a while.
Yeah, we're coming back at 10 after 1. And,
You want
we're
to join
going
us?
to, I gotta run my internet. They were closed yesterday.
Where would you ladies like to go for lunch? And David?
But I'm sure that's a better.
Stan, you want to join us for lunch?
I think I'm gonna grab something quick, guys. Thank you, though.
Okay.
I'm
Michael
sure
Edwards.
that's a better
That's fine.
Crossroads. I'm not a Crossroads fan.
It's pretty much all done. Yeah, can you do that?
I don't care where
Running away from
Michael Eddy? Does that work?
Michael Eddings is a good spot too, but I don't know about time. Sometimes they're not really fast.
I really haven't been in there for lunch, so I don't know.
Well, there's the rolling pin,
They
and
got a
it's-
nice
they do
little
have a
salad,
buffet
you
out,
know,
so.
salad. I can't eat salad.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, Shannon's coming in at 2.
Let's figure out where.
Okay, and we're gonna come back at 1:10 with Jason. And you wanted to leave early, or is that good?
Yeah, I appreciate you. It's fine.
We'll let the ladies pick. That's her job.
Let's let Diane pick. I picked yesterday. so-
They're used to
No.
telling them what to do.
Well,
Boy, you didn't live at my house.
Diane, tell me what to do. I'm giving you the opportunity. You coming, David?
But you tell me where you're going. I gotta go to the bathroom before I
Sorry.
go anywhere.
I already did it 3 times. Yeah, this is the 4th time I've done the highway budget council, just so you know.
My third. I understand. I appreciate it though.